Hi.
Start
Hi.
the fucking episode.
Welcome to Bad Movies, Worst People.
To Bad Movies, Worst People.
It's Mental Health Month.
Mental Health Month.
Which is why we're going crazy, apparently.
This week, we're talking about Whitney's movie.
Whitney's movie. It's...
Want to see my fingers? I'm Derek.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jack.
And this is Bad Movies, Worst People.
What the fuck was...
It's worse intros, too.
You want to see my fingers?
No.
Do they not have best friends?
They are.
Do they not know how best friends work?
Yeah.
No, they're people on Reddit. They do not have best friends.
Asked and answered.
Yep, we're here. We're talking about Welcome to the
beer.
Dollhouse.
Welcome to the Dollhouse has been one of my favorite movies for the longest time. It's a fantastic movie. How did it do?
Let's get into some stuff. This movie came out in 1996, even though the IMDb and where we watched it says 1995.
It was recorded in 94.
At least takes place then.
Yeah.
Directed by Todd Solondz. He directed a few different things, but the one I've seen that I made Whitney watch that's also cringe-inducing, and I read about how cringe-inducing this was, and it's not nearly as bad as this other movie, which is Happiness from 1998.
Oh, I heard your description earlier.
And what was that description?
I dare not repeat it. Something about a lizard fucking kids and somebody jacking off on a beanpole. Like,
you mixed some things up, but you pretty much got the gist.
I don't want to watch that movie if that's the gist.
It's good. It's good.
It is a good movie.
It's very, very uncomfortable.
It is very uncomfortable.
I like it.
You know what this movie kind of reminded me of, like the same feelings of, was Moonlight Kingdom. Is that, or Moonlight Kingdom?
Moonrise Kingdom.
Moonrise Kingdom. Thank you. Because it's a really good, like, coming of age story, but I'm not that age.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't think I should be watching these two kids have their first kiss.
So this
and I'm talking
was
about Moonrise.
This was your first
This
time
is my
seeing
first
this.
watching it. And it had the same feels of like,
Obviously.
this makes sense. What?
He
Well,
said obviously it was his also.
I read a review on Letterboxd, and this person was talking about how they lived in this small town, and the theater was an independent thing, not a chain. So they would look the other way most of the time when kids went into R-rated movies. But he tried to go to this one. I think it was a he. It doesn't matter. The person tried to go to this one. And the lady at the ticket counter was like, not this movie. This isn't for kids. He's like, I just rewatched this movie. I think all kids should watch this movie because it's like a realistic kind of middle school experience. Obviously, it's heightened
more
in some
relatable.
ways, but
It's more relatable as a child.
people don't want to talk about kids using slang or slurs and kissing and fucking and all these
I was
things.
in like
but
8th or 9th grade when I saw this because the front Crystal Benzenhofer, I love you. You're awesome. Thank you for putting this in my life. She was a huge movie person, and she even ended up
Like
working
really tall.
Yes,
Is she a great big fat movie person?
very skinny.
You'll know why we did that.
But she was into films like that. She still is kind of into films like that. And so she was the one that brought this to me. She's also brought me Empire Records.
That's a good one. So she's a Sexton the Third.
No, that's me.
Brendan
That's
Sexton the
That's
Third.
why she gave it. She brought it to me because I was like,
okay.
"Oh my god, I'm in love with him." And she's like, "Well, you need to watch Welcome to the Dollhouse."
Yeah.
I love Warren. Warren's in this movie, guys.
Yes.
It's not Warren.
Wait, his name's not Warren?
Fucking Warren.
I thought his name was Warren.
His name was Warren.
We're gonna call him Warren in this.
I'm probably just going to call him Warren the whole time.
His name is Warren.
But this movie did do, it came out at Sundance. It did really well. It won the Grand Jury Prize for Dramatic Film, which is
Is that a big thing? Like, is
Top
you
dollar.
say it, but I don't know it.
that's Best Picture.
Okay.
Best Picture, basically, for 1996.
but that's Sundance, right? That's not box office.
Right. So, box office. Do you guys want to know the budget?
Yes, please. It's
I
probably $1
can I
million.
guess the budget?
Go for it.
I want to guess $2 million.
1 million.
800,000.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate.
How much do you think it made?
800,000.
500,000.
No, it probably made like 1.2.
500,000.
4.5 million.
Ooh.
Okay, nice.
Good job.
Good.
Not too shabby. Yeah.
Not bad.
Still
I mean,
not like
You made
presumably
5 times your money back.
presumably being released in like almost exclusively art house theaters, I would
Yeah.
assume.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't at your Cineplex Odeon or your Regal or whatever was around in the 90s.
man theaters.
Yeah.
AMC.
But I mean, so we'll talk about the movie, but like it's kind of all over the place. It's just kind of like a slice of life thing. There's not like a direct story.
Can I give a
But
little?
Somebody basically just turns a camera on during a certain part of this chick's life and then just turns it off when they're done.
Yeah, and
And that's not a bad thing. It's not a criticism. It's just that's what's the plot.
Yeah.
You know?
And well, you can give a summary. I just want to say like kind of what I got from like the themes of what he was going for.
Okay.
I wrote some stuff down.
Yeah.
So it's basically just exploring like the life of a middle schooler through the eyes of an adult now, right? Going back and telling the story. But like there's like the themes. You have bullying, parental neglect, just realities of adolescence, the things that people don't want to see in movies. Kids have to be kids in movies. They can't be growing up. But it's all that same kind of uncomfortable, unflinching kind of thing as Happiness, where it's like, let's make this awkward.
Yeah.
And I think the next movie he did was Happiness, and he's like, well, people liked being awkward. Let's do this. Let's have Dr. Kurt Connors be a pedophile.
Let's double down.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say it's about a girl in 8th grade or 7th grade. She's in junior
7th
high,
grade.
and the world hates her. Her parents hate her. School hates her. She's the wiener dog, ugly. They call her fat and all of that stuff. She just gets abuse from everywhere.
It's a look in the early 90s because, I mean, this was a reality.
It makes you understand, and I should not say this, but it's what happens to the people that Columbine, the schools.
Oh, yeah. We made a joke at one point where I was like, "Man, I'm rooting for her to kill some of these fucking people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she is tortured. It's not even like a funny 90s bullying, you know, how some movies try to like, oh, these are the funny bullies. Like, no, you're all awful people.
Yeah.
Awful.
The teachers are fucking terrible. They either don't notice or just like, shut up. Now you're in trouble too.
Yeah.
Her mother, I want to beat her mother using the little sister. I want to pick up the little sister like a fucking Louisville Slugger and beat the mom with it. And then pick up the dad and spike him like a football. And then because I didn't do any other sports, use the older brother like a hockey puck.
he's the stick.
He's the stick. He's the hockey stick.
That way you hit him more than once.
And I'm going to be hitting the ice with it, just fucking getting ready. Just tat, 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 tat.
Time for a fight.
Yeah, it's awful, awful family. I mean, the dad's not the worst, actually. He's just complacent.
He's just checked out. I think that's where I got like the neglect from, is he just doesn't care.
Well,
Well,
one point
no,
he
they're
says
all
it,
about Missy.
jumping way ahead at one point, he says it to, what's the dollhouse, like the main chick?
Dawn
thank
Weiner.
you. Oh, Dawn Weiner. So Dawn Weiner, she was like, I'm not taking down my clubhouse. And dad's like, dude, be smart. Make it easier on yourself.
No.
That's his motto, though. That's his life now. It's like, I've been married to this fucking battle axe for 20 fucking years. Trust me, make it easier and just lay there and take it.
Yeah.
Placate your mother, because otherwise it'll be a big pain in the ass for everybody.
And this,
Well, I think we go to Disneyland, dude. It's a placation.
it's set in like a suburb of New Jersey.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this family, it doesn't say they're Jewish, but they are.
Well, I mean, that anniversary song tells us, right?
Yeah.
If you have a happy anniversary song sang to the tune of Hava Nagila Hava, you have to be of the Jewish faith or you're not doing it right.
Correct.
I mean, Rob Reiner, Dawn Weiner, that fits in there, right?
It does.
All right.
And for those who don't know
Reiner Weiner.
the actress that played Dawn Weiner,
She is Heather Matarazzo.
you,
Not Jewish.
you might know her from, I don't know, Princess Diaries.
I don't.
Devil's Advocate.
Scream 3 and 5. She's Missy Meeks, or
You've never
Martha
seen
Meeks?
The Devil's Advocate?
I have. Was she the girl that got molested in
yes.
the beginning? Okay.
Did you see the Hostel-
Sorry, I forgot the first 3 minutes of that movie.
Did you see Hostel Part
And
2?
last.
But you're not going to give me any of the best parts of that? He's an absentee landlord.
Did you see Hostel Part 2?
No.
Okay. She gets bled out like Elizabeth Bathory style. And this lady bathes in her
Fuck
blood.
is Elizabeth Bathory?
It's
The lady
awesome.
who bathed in virgin's blood to stay young.
Oh.
So it's a historical figure.
Did it work?
She's dead.
Get it.
How'd she look?
She was also in Saved. She's one of Mandy Moore's little mean girl friends.
You're going to name every movie I haven't seen and Devil's Advocate.
Oh my
Is
goodness.
that what you're going to do to me right now?
Speaking of Devil's
Where'd
Advocate,
you
How are
get
we
a champagne?
friends?
in the fridge.
Oh my God.
Oh, I don't drink them, so my eyes don't see it. Go get you a champagne.
I will.
Speaking of Devil's Advocate, next week we're talking about heat.
Ooh. Wait. Oh, some kind of thing.
That's where we'll finally get We'll get context for Jack's Al Pacino. She's got a great ass,
and you got your head all the way up it. I want a little Daniel Day-Lewis in the end there.
Yeah, it works.
All the way over there.
But we start with Dawn Weiner, and she's trying to find a seat in the kitchen,
It just sounds like a
in the
title.
In the
cafeteria.
cafeteria. And everybody hated this scene. Like, this part of middle school. You always hated going into the cafeteria when you don't know where your friends are.
I don't know.
and
The
you're like,
cafeterias in TV schools are much smaller than like I went to school in Tucson. It's not like we have a giant cafeteria. There's always somewhere to sit.
in middle school, your school wasn't packed, was it?
At Palo Verde,
sat
we had
outside.
outdoor seating like a motherfucker,
Yeah.
too. I mean, there was just... if the cafeteria
Well,
was
that's
full...
high school. Well, this
but-
is middle school.
Sure. Well, I went to private school, so I missed out on all this shit you guys are talking
Yeah,
about.
I went to
I
Gridley.
sat outside in middle school too at Seacrest. We had outside seating.
We had
But
we had
like, that's what
assigned
I'm
seating.
saying. You got assigned seating for lunch?
Yeah.
He was in Catholic school, dude.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry.
Catholic.
Catholic. Do I make a little bit more sense to you now? Every time I tell you, wait till Derek hears with the watermelon
Oh
story.
my god.
But
Seriously, how did
You knew once they told you where to go, and you had to sing. You had to sing when you got there your name for roll call. To the tune of I am Jack Petty, na 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 na. This person here, that person there. Hope you don't have a long name, not very long name. Then there's this, then there's that.
wow.
well,
All the different
luckily
names.
they're all Irish names. They're not that long.
I don't have a father.
Oh god.
You don't have any
Fuck.
like kids from India in your class or anything, so you don't have to go with any real long names.
Surprise! A lot of Hispanic.
Well, okay,
Well,
I guess that
that's
makes
not
sense.
shocking.
Catholic school in Tucson.
yeah, all right.
So yeah, in middle school, you go if you weren't in line with your friends, it was hard to find your friends. It wasn't like in the movies where there was a specific table that you always sat at all the time. Sometimes people got there before you.
That did happen at high school.
High school,
I
definitely.
think everyone, and it wasn't like a bully thing per se. It was just everyone fell into their clique.
Yes.
You went to lunch. You're like, well, I know Derek got out at whatever time, and he's sitting there with the other people I like.
Yeah.
We don't want to go over there to those guys that are always sitting there.
The wall between the 3 and the 400 building, that was my place.
There you go.
All 4 years.
All right, you say it like I know it, but I'm gonna nod my head like I do know it. Fuck yeah,
I feel like Palo Verde looks just like Saguaro.
sure. I don't know the numbers of things at my place.
You didn't have like 100 building, 200 building,
I bet we did.
and a 400 building.
I'm positive we did.
I sat on the wall.
But yeah, she's trying to find somewhere to sit. We're in the first second of the movie.
Sorry, we'll go real fast. I promise.
And it'll go real fast.
So she goes to sit
I
by.
have somewhere to be at 3.
She goes to sit by the mean little goth girl, Lolita. So take that
She
name.
looks really
She looks like a girl that played the little sister on Family Ties. Not Family Ties.
Yes, because you're looking at the
What's
wrong guy.
Yeah, Family Ties with
Michael Keaton.
yeah.
No,
Didn't
Michael
watch
J.
it.
Fox.
Yeah, Fox. Michael
Michael
Fox.
Keaton is fucking Family Ties.
Oh, that's
way
Michael J.
different.
Fox and
Mallard.
Trevor.
Burt Gummer.
Tremor.
Yeah, Burt Gummer. I said what I said.
You said it right.
Michael Gross.
Michael Gross. Yeah, the Tremor gun.
Tremor gum.
But she goes to sit by Lolita, and Lolita's like, "Yeah, sure, you can sit here." And as soon as she sits down, she's like, "Somebody threw up there."
Yeah.
And I just love it. Like she's like, "I'm not gonna not eat."
No, she
I'm
she
sitting here,
starts
I'm
to
eating
get
my
up,
corn.
and
Yeah.
then she's like, "I'm already sitting."
Well, she's like, she can't give her the satisfaction. That's what I got from it. She's like, "No, I'm not getting up. Fuck this girl."
She didn't go.
She doesn't look happy about eating her macaroni.
This actress
either.
didn't go on to do anything else.
So
She's so
I went
familiar
through the
looking.
credits before we watched the movie, and I basically like a lot of people didn't have pictures, but I clicked like every person and then went to see if they had anything else, and most of them had either just this or maybe one other thing I'd never heard of.
Right. Okay.
I wrote down a few people who did have other things.
She
but-
does look like she could be a Culkin boy.
But this is where like we get the tone set for the movie because these cheerleader girls walk up to Dawn and they're like, "Hey, are you a lesbian?"
No.
then-
That's not true. She made a pass at me.
Yep.
And then here comes,
Lesbo.
which you can say that word all you want.
Exactly.
By the way, before we go further, we are going to replace some words
Oh, yes, we need to mention
because
that.
this is a 90s lens into junior high and a bit into high school. There are heavy R words. there's a lot of the F word, and I ain't talking fuck.
Yeah.
So we're gonna replace those two words with
and it's
any
not
word with
it's
the same
not like
letter.
some other movies like Bill and Ted and stuff where like you're saying it just because like it's the slang of the time.
Like
this is how
bodacious.
kids talked in middle school.
Yeah.
And especially with the word that Whitney just used, like that is ammunition that people were shooting at her. The
Yeah.
F word that people are calling
I
her
can't tell you how
friend
many times I got
or-
called a lesbo.
I believe it because you were pretty young when you knew it. So,
Yeah.
it was
Well,
a
speaking of being
teasable
young and knowing
thing.
it, Heather Matarazzo, Dawn, she said that this movie, among other things, but working on this movie helped her realize that she was a lesbian.
Okay.
Because she's like, she didn't know what that was the thing I read. She's like, I didn't know
How old is
what
she
that
here?
word meant. I'm not sure.
She's
she's
your age,
probably
I wanna
she's
say.
probably about the age she's supposed to
Okay.
be. So, but like she didn't even know what that meant, and she found out via this movie. And just like the character in this, she probably doesn't know what it means. She goes home and calls her sister a lesbo right away,
Right.
Yeah.
Because she's just repeating the stuff she heard at school. But like, she didn't even know what that meant. She figured it out, and she's like, "Oh shit, that's me." She said it took her like another 9 years to come out because of it was the 90s, ridicule and fear and all that's things that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
But she is a lesbian in real life,
I love her.
so. But it's this movie that helped her find her
Well, that's
confidence.
I
good.
love that.
Yeah, so that's
If
a
I
good
ever get
thing.
to meet her, I'm going to tell her I loved her in this.
She's like, that's the only person who's ever said that. Nobody, everybody always just comes to me and is like, I love Princess Diaries.
I loved you in
I
Devil's
loved you in
Advocate.
Hostel.
And Devil's Advocate when you were the girl on trial.
I loved when you got squeezed out like a tube of toothpaste in Hostel 2. It was great.
God, I gotta watch Hostel 2 now. Like a tube of toothpaste?
We're going to watch it.
All right.
And then
I'm
she
gonna
comes
watch it without asking.
she
Yep.
comes across Brandon McCarthy, who will from here on out will be known as Warren, played by Brennan Sexton III, or as he's credited in this movie, Brandon Sexton Jr.
He didn't know he had a dad's dad.
No, they found a grandpa via 23andMe.
All right. Fuck yeah, early 23andMe.
And like I said, he was in Empire Records that we talked about. He's in Boys Don't Cry, Black Hawk Down, some other stuff.
Whitney's Dreams.
But they were picking on this kid in the hallway, this kid Troy. And this is right out of the gate. It's like, hey, say I'm fun.
Forgettable.
Say I'm a forgettable.
Tell me you're forgettable.
And then Dawn like comes over and she's like, just leave him alone. And they call her all the names as well. And then leave. And the boy, she goes, bends down to help him. And he's like, get out of my face, wiener dog.
Like, dude, even this kid that got picked on is like, I'm still above you.
Todd Solondz' most recent movie, which I only found out about looking on IMDb, I didn't know, is called Wiener Dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it actually follows this wiener dog, who I guess goes to different families. Every one of his movies, I went through and read the descriptions, and it was all like, here's some stuff that happens, but it's all kind of weird. And I was like, all right, so he's got a thing. But this dog is like a foster dog or something and goes through these different families. And basically, it's all these different dysfunctional people and families.
Is that why our dog is
And
weird?
apparently, there's an extended diarrhea sequence as well.
Oh, well. Got to find a way to
love
make it
you.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Think you're just hot shit? You're just cold diarrhea?
Yeah.
We meet Dawn's brother, Mark? Steven?
Mark. Steven is the boy.
It took me till the end of the movie to figure out the sister's
Okay.
name was Missy. So
Okay, it is Mark because I thought it was Barry, but Barry's the keyboard player.
Correct.
Is Barry the keyboard player?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because Dawn plays piano better than Barry.
Because he is probably the most successful actor
Yep.
in this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't recognize him. Obviously, they have him all Revenged of the Nerds up.
Yeah.
But like,
It's
so it's Ken
he a sexy
Ken
boy?
Leung. Ken Leung. He was in Saw. He played a cop, but he was in Lost. Miles something. He was in a whole bunch of that, like 80 episodes or something.
Was he also in one of the X-Men, the third X-Men movie?
He was in one of the X-Men movies. I didn't write down which
Yeah,
one.
I know.
He's in
stupid
Force
he's in
Awakens.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He's Admiral Statura in Force Awakens.
I know who he is. He's Barry. He's
Yeah.
tickling in the libraries.
He's in that god awful Inhumans Marvel
them
show that
Barbies.
they did. I don't know if you ever watched that.
No, I didn't.
It was like an ABC show that was supposed to be like the first, because they said S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't part of the MCU, but they did this Inhumans thing and it was supposed to be, but it failed so hard. They were like, just kidding, it never happened.
Yeah.
He was Karnak in that. Who's
Yes,
a cool
I know.
character in the comics.
I know who he is.
Yeah, all right. But he's like the most successful person in this show, and
Well,
I
yeah.
didn't catch who he was. I guess that makes sense because Steve Rogers, not Captain America, mentions that she should be teaching him piano. So that makes sense. But her brother is in this band, the Quadratics, because they're nerds.
Oh yeah.
With a clarinet, drums, and a keyboard.
And I love they're like playing this song, and it's awful. And at first I was like, oh God, is this going to be like the soundtrack for this movie? Like just this discordant garbage.
You want uncomfortable?
Because they don't show the band at first. They show the little sister in the yard, but then it pans over to the band, and it's their first ever practice. It's terrible, but then we find out they're trying to do Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones, and I was like, they did not.
How do you think the Rolling Stones sound in their first practice? A lot better than that. The Rolling Stones, sure, they had to get better, but they were better than that.
They weren't on drugs yet, so no.
Oh, they probably were.
I will say these guys get better. The
They
band
definitely
gets
in
much
America.
better. Yeah, once they had Captain
Guess
America.
what? Turns out you need a guitar in the band.
Wait, you're telling me you can't have a band with a clarinet, a keyboard,
singer.
and drums?
If you're gonna play in Jersey, you have to have a guitar in the band.
You have
And
to
a
have
singer.
Bruce Springsteen.
Name a band that has no guitar player.
I was about to say Prodigy, and then I was like, nope, they do.
That's barely a band. It's like,
But they do have a
DJ
guitar
with
player.
frontman. Yeah,
Driving Scientists.
Hip hop groups.
hip hop group. Band has to be live
Actually,
instrumentation.
no. He plays with Paul and
When they play live, they have
A
They have
band.
a
bass
pianist,
player
a
and
bassist,
drums
and a
and-
guitar.
I'll rest
Yeah.
my case.
I don't think they have a guitar though, but they do have a bass player and drums.
You mean a bass guitar?
Fair.
Point to Satan.
Satan.
But yeah, Dawn's home and she starts calling her sister a lesbo, and we see this repeated throughout the movie as whatever
Happens
Warren
to Dawn.
does to her, she goes home and does to her sister.
Yeah.
It's the
It's
cycle.
trickle down
Well,
economics.
There's
Yeah.
one thing
Trickle
that
down bullynomics.
there's one thing he does to her that she does not do to her little sister.
She
Oh,
does
yeah.
not try to give her grapes.
She does
No
not try to
grapes.
get her into the grape van.
She gets in the grape van herself.
But like at school, Warren is trying to cheat off her papers, and he's not even like hiding it. This dude is standing up.
That's what I mean by bad teacher. Like, yo, bitch, get a hold of your classroom. Fucking
Yeah.
rampant. That kid's got a needle in his arm in the fucking back. He's rolling a joint. She's having a baby. This is a precursor to the fucking what's the candy
Dangerous
bar teacher
Minds.
movie, Dangerous Minds. This is how you get Dangerous Minds. Thank you for knowing that, by the way.
Before
know
you even
exactly.
started, so the precursor to Dangerous Minds.
Candy bar, dangerous.
I didn't
Minds.
even hear Candy
Yeah.
Bar before I said it. I don't even know what that reference means.
What? You remember that Michelle Pfeiffer goes and fucking gives candy bars to people to give right answers?
Right.
Oh, okay, I don't remember that. I
That's how
remember
she-
Michelle.
That's how
I
she
saw the movie
breaks
like
the
4 or
ice and
5
relates
times.
because no matter if you're rich or poor, white or black, you love candy.
But you
But
do
if you
spend
were
most of your
diabetic?
life living in a gangster's paradise.
Even my mama thinks that my mind is gone.
I never met a man who didn't deserve it.
Just talking Coolio lyrics.
But like, so she tattles on Warren, and they both get detention because
As you
this
should.
teacher's a fucking cunt.
Yeah, but you'd also do
Yeah, snitches get stitches, sure, but you don't put the kid who tattled on the other kid in detention with the other kid because
Right.
now when they're done, sure, the teacher's there for detention.
Right.
When detention's over, now everybody from school is gone. The tattletale and the tattlee are leaving school at the same time. That's how kids get beat the fuck up.
Absolutely, you're
Are
right.
you
Like,
speaking from experience?
No.
Nobody's correct.
I
That
never
is a-
got detention with a bully.
He never snitched.
I got detention. I wasn't a
here's
snitch.
Here's the game plan, dude. You just let him cheat off you, but you write all the wrong answers and fuck both your lives up.
I did that.
Like, hey, I got an F, but so did you, Warren.
My name's not fucking Warren.
I thought his name was Warren.
I love you, Warren.
Lolita is picking on Dawn some more because Lolita's in love with Warren, even though
Yeah.
he doesn't seem to give a shit.
Yeah, this is a weird dominance thing where she's like, get back in the bathroom and take
Yeah.
a shit.
Dawn comes in and she's like, "Oh, you were coming in to take a shit, not just to wash your hands." She's like, "Nope, just came in to wash my hands." And she's like, "Go in the stall and take a shit. I'm gonna watch you."
She's like,
I'm
but
gonna
I don't
watch it.
have to. I'm gonna be late for science. I can't make a shit. I can't just make a shit, dude.
And you know what? This is where Dawn got some kind of weird fetish unlocked for later in life.
Or this girl's also already, like, has it.
Well, this girl already has it.
Yeah.
She just
okay.
wants to. She does it, shitting, whatever. She just likes to make people do things. Now Dawn is going to be 24 and be like, "Look, I know it's kind of weird, but you want to watch me poop?"
No.
She'll date Sylvester Stallone. It'll be fine.
Oh, it's
Probably.
gonna be great.
So
Do it.
I'll wait till the end.
That's my line.
Oh, she
wait
goes
till
to
the end of the
detention. They have a test. She fails the test.
She gets a
gets
D
D
minus.
minus.
She's got Tommy Boy standards.
Passed.
You know they hand out a lot fewer D pluses than D minuses.
Herbie Hancock.
Duh.
But like then she gets in trouble for telling the teacher. She's like, I need to try again. Like this whole situation made me fucking nervous.
Don't be a grade grubber.
A grade grubber is said so many times that it's like a thing that we should know. That's got to be some
in
Jersey
5 minutes.
shit.
It's said in 5 minutes for one.
Well, then
reason.
later when she gives the speech, she says it, or she does her
Yeah.
thing in front of the class.
Which
So she
again,
gets-
fuck this teacher. You have this just lovely little shy girl who's being picked on and does not have the self confidence that she that it's been ripped away from her
from
for probably
teachers,
her whole life.
classmates, parents,
And
siblings.
now an adult that you're supposed to trust puts you up in front of the class is like, louder. We can't fucking hear you when you mumble. Louder. And she's like,
Dude.
oh, I can barely speak and this teacher's yelling at me. Louder.
This teacher's a fucking twat.
Like
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
rooting for this chick to just poison people.
Yeah,
I was disappointed. This isn't the teacher that got shot in the eye.
Yeah. I'm disappointed it was a spitball.
that one's not even any better.
She's not noticing shit, dude.
It was another thing when they're in detention. Warren keeps mouthing "fuck you, fuck you," and then she goes home and does that to her sister. So it just continues on. She has this little clubhouse in her backyard for her and her friend Ralphie,
The Special People's Club.
which comes up later with exactly what I thought the first time I saw it. I was like, "Don't call it that."
Yeah. Well, but
This is 1994.
It's innocence.
Yeah. But it's
We are special
1994.
people. We need a club.
This kid Ralphie wasn't really in anything, but he's got like probably the most famous quote from this movie because I didn't know it was from this movie.
You think you're hot shit, but you're just cold diarrhea.
There you go.
I've been saying that the last 10 years we've been together.
I've heard it my whole life. I didn't know it was from this movie.
I've only heard it since knowing her.
I quote this movie all the time.
Yeah. I don't want to see your fingers.
We do find out, or Steve Rogers joins the brothers band. It's Rogers with a D, by the way. That's how you make it different. It's Rogers.
Plus, he's got long hair. Captain America would never have long hair. Fucking hippie.
Bucky has long hair, not
Yeah.
Captain America.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah. Well, he's a bad boy.
Bad boys have long hair.
Let them glorious locks down, Steve Rogers. Come on, Steve Rogers, my little singer over here.
Oh, this next thing though.
Mom's little singer.
Mama's little singer.
This next thing though, I did this, but for a completely different reason. So, not the not telling my brother I love him thing, but like, there's this discussion at the table. They're like, the little sister's like, I love you, Dawn. And it's like, tell your sister you love her or you can't leave the table. And then it cuts to 9 o'clock at night when everybody's going to bed or whatever.
Midnight.
And she's like, all right, go to bed because Dawn refused to say it.
Yeah.
I did this, but not the I love you thing.
The eat your food or you sit here.
This was, I didn't want to eat spinach.
Yeah.
I don't blame
And
you.
my parents were like, you can't leave the table till you eat it. And I was like, cool. So I sat there. They went out, watched the news,
You're like, guess
watched
who
their
lives here
fucking
now?
shows, whatever. It was like 8:30, and they're like, go to bed.
Guess who lives here now at the table? I mean,
win.
same thing. I never would have fucking said it. I'm like, I live here.
Yeah.
I mean, my fucking last name's Petty for a reason. It's not just me. Like, we're all a bunch of stubborn German Irish fucks.
But I love you.
We do meet Steve Rogers now, played by Eric Mabius.
Sure.
Um,
Handsome little boy.
He
He
was-
was the long-haired, long red, glorious Jewish locks.
Yeah, red.
I don't think it was red.
I don't think
It was
red.
very red. It was the deep red.
No, it was
It's
brunette.
definitely not deep red.
It was brunette.
Deep red is my porn name.
But
I
he's
don't have
in.
my phone. Google him. He is a
I'm
redhead.
not Googling him. I'm going to get a watch list.
He's a main character in Ugly Betty. He was on Chicago Fire. He's in a movie that I have up there called A Gun for Jennifer.
Of course he is. Of course you do.
Cruel Intentions. He's in that first Resident Evil. But I got a genuine laugh scrolling through his IMDb because the
Wow.
top half of his IMDb is a series of Hallmark movies, all called Signed, Sealed, Delivered, something.
There's like 35 of them.
Oh, not the
there
word
were-
something. Colon.
Colon,
insert
fill
word
in the
here.
blank.
Yep.
There are
Gotcha.
15 of these things that he's been in since like 2015. Wow. So that's where his life
I
is now.
smell a Patreon.
Just a whole segment called Signed, Sealed, and Delivered, and we're just
Pay
watching all
$20
of
a
them.
month for Patreon, and we'll do signed, sealed, delivered episodes
Signed,
for the
sealed,
year.
and she shivered.
But he joins the band. There's band practice, and now they know how to play instruments. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody else sounded great except for
Mark.
Mark. Mark sounded like poopers because he's like, I'm reading the music. I don't know. Give me an A.
And he goes,
Barry gives
Dude.
an A. He's all,
that shit was hilarious. Give me an A. All right.
Where do you think the problem is?
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we just got to keep practicing.
Well, it's my house, so I guess I'm the best in the band.
This brother has a correct me if I'm wrong, but like just such a weird idea of what looks good on a college application.
Yeah.
Extracurriculars is actually, and it's not wrong.
Extracurriculars is fine. I understand that, but like he's talking about I'm going to get gigs. We're going to be playing out at parties and at bars. Maybe we'll get an out-of-state gig, and that looks really good in a college resume. How come the Rolling Stones didn't go to college?
Well, they didn't need to.
How come Led Zeppelin didn't go to college?
Because they
They
dropped
didn't
out.
need to.
How come I didn't go to college?
Because you dropped out.
I didn't drop out. I never went.
You never went.
Couldn't find it.
No, but like in his
Gotta admit, I had a full ride scholarship and everything.
I
in
was so
the 80s
high.
and 90s, I don't think it's so shoved down your throat as much today.
Oh, it definitely isn't now.
But back then, do you remember how they were like, let's go on your college
it
transcript?
was an affordable
Well,
college
education.
transcript.
It goes along with the thing later when Dawn gets in trouble and the teacher's like, the principal is like, this is going to go on the computer. It'll be on your permanent record. And that goes on your college record and da-da-da. And it's like,
college
dude,
transcripts
no one
go-
gives a fuck what you did in middle school.
Somebody-
you could fail middle school
Somebody
and get
at Yale
into an
is
Ivy League
going
college.
through your fucking thing like, we had a spot for you, but you had detention when you were in 6th grade for calling your sister a fellowship?
Took me a second.
Worship? I
Did you in
appreciate
fact-
that.
Did you in fact call your other brother a ratatouille? Is that... There's no place for anybody to yell like that. I'll see y'all later.
Hey guys, I don't want to sound needy here.
I'm
or anything,
needy.
But we have a Patreon at patreon.com/worstpeople.
Mm-hmm.
And it only costs $3 a month.
$3 a month is nothing.
And I know times are hard right now.
Real hard for me.
Inflation's up.
Oh.
You can't afford your groceries.
Can't eat.
But you can afford $3 a month if you love us.
Give us $3.
Super love us.
Please
Yeah.
love us.
We're not begging.
I'm begging.
We're not pleading.
I'm pleading.
We're not down on our knees.
Oh boy,
I mean-
my knees hurt. They've been on so long.
But we do kind of need the money.
I need the money bad.
We need new equipment.
New equipment. We need to do remote podcasts for all of you.
I wouldn't mind eating.
We need to have video.
I wouldn't mind eating.
We need more drinks.
Food sounds good.
So please check out patreon.com/worstpeople.
Please check us out.
You get a bonus episode every month, and we're going to have more content coming for you.
I'll send you pictures.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Please give me more.
Patreon.com/worstpeople.
I'm being held hostage here. If I don't pay my way out of here, they're going to kill me.
Oh, there's a seminar about kidnapping,
Oh yeah.
which is the Chekhov's gun of this episode of
Yeah.
this movie.
Well, also, again, back in the 80s and 90s, it was shoved in our throats that we were going to be kidnapped.
Okay. When you say shove down our throats, it's a bad thing. Like that normally sounds like a bad thing, but you should be told the dangers of being kidnapped.
Weren't you kidnapped?
I was kidnapped.
How were you kidnapped, my friend?
I was lured away by the promise of a watermelon.
Well,
This
not
is
watermelon
Derek's
candy.
First
or-
time hearing this story,
I was
by the
probably
way.
about like 9 or 10 years old, and a dude from
Was it a neighbor?
yeah, a dude from the neighborhood, a neighbor, took me, and we walked up to the grocery store, got a watermelon, and when we came back, there were fucking helicopters and cop cars and everything, and I was walking funny.
But I mean,
Watermelon was good though.
were you kidnapped, or did he just take you to the store to buy a watermelon?
He like it was. I don't think he was trying to kidnap me, but he got in
think-
trouble for kidnapping
Was this before dad, after dad left?
after dad.
So your mom was just like, you're not home yet.
Well,
Call
it was
the cops.
hours. It was
Oh,
hours.
you spent hours at a grocery store.
You gotta get the right watermelon.
Oh my God.
Dude, it takes a while to pick.
Takes a while, dude.
Hours?
Also, yeah. Also, he was old and a really slow kisser.
Look, if he took you to get watermelon in a van, that
were-
might explain why
we
you
were-
love
We
vans.
were walking.
Oh,
We were walking.
That might explain why
Back-
you love vans so much,
I
though,
love
dude.
vans.
you do love vans. But the walking could
Look,
understand the
it's
hours.
not my fault. If the kidnapper starts playing hard to get, there's nothing really else you can do. You have to fucking slow play that. But yes, I was maybe not kidnapped, but I was lured away from my home with the promise of a ripe watermelon.
That is fantastic. I mean, it's not,
It's fine.
but
He gets home. They're like, "Did anything happen?" He's like, "Well, nothing worse than when I was in Catholic school."
did you get
I just thought it was a Tuesday.
did you get treated any differently from siblings,
I
mother?
don't know. I don't really remember it.
Did you find out about this later? Was this story told to
It
you?
popped up later in life, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna.
I just
close-
don't have a lot of memories. Like Derek and I have talked about this. Like I just don't. But if somebody like my older sister is a fucking steel trap of memories, so when she brings something up, I'm like, oh, it's kind of familiar, you know. And then I act funny when I go to the grocery store around watermelons, and I now know why.
Every
you
time I
go.
see a watermelon, I cry.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
It's a
kind
little
of
funny. Wait do you hear how I had to watch that guy die
Oh, that's another story.
for a different time?
Yes.
I didn't
Stay
kill him.
tuned for the sequel.
I didn't kill him.
I have never been kidnapped. Nobody wanted me. They brought me back.
I've never been kidnapped. They were like, "That kid's too heavy."
There was one time.
Not a club you want to be a part of.
Well, no, like I was one time I like fell into cactus, and
I've
people
been there.
put me in their truck and took me home.
Okay. To your home?
Yes.
Oh, you're fine then.
So at this seminar about kidnapping,
Yeah.
these Warren and his friends are picking on Dawn. So she's like, "Fuck this shit," because they're spitting spitballs at her and whatnot.
Her
so she makes
hair
one.
is just covered, and the
These-
teacher's right next to her.
The three trouble kids are sitting next to the teacher
We got
for a
Warren,
reason.
Jed,
Yeah.
and Lasso.
And you're just straightforward.
just ignoring them.
Yeah.
And so she
Do your
turns
fucking
around to
job.
spit a spitball back at Warren, hits this other teacher in the eye, and we cut to the principal's office. And it's like, that teacher was almost blinded.
She has like a Gila monster-esque bacteria in her saliva.
Apparently.
Because
Does your daughter brush her teeth? Because this is terrifying.
It looks like it's getting worse as the movie goes. Like I want to see the end of this movie. I want to see her be a Walking Dead, like just a zombie missing just a big hole in the fucking
melting.
side of her head.
She comes out of T2 with the fucking red eye.
Oh, the eyeball from the movie we watched last night with Nick Cage.
Drive Angry.
Drive Angry.
Is that the one where he gets out of hell and has to go save his daughter?
Yeah, it's actually a
Yeah.
pretty fucking cool movie.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It was terrible and stupid as fuck, but it was straight up 70s like exploitation type shit.
Yeah.
I was digging it.
It has a spot in my life.
Yeah.
I felt like an asshole because I was like, God damn, she's hot. And he's like, no, not anymore. I was like, who is that? He's like, it's Amber Heard. I was like,
Oh yeah, she can still be hot. Just don't let her know where you sleep.
well,
So let her know where
poop
you
in the
keep your
bed.
mason jars of cocaine.
my next
If you have mason jars of cocaine, there's not a lot
Let's
of
be
hiding
friends.
those.
but then I was
What
like,
is that? Flour? I bake a lot.
it's baking soda. Then I was like, well, I get what Johnny Depp was thinking.
I mean,
get it.
she was a good-looking chick. She's just a horrible mental case, and I
Yeah.
think you have known my type.
It's that hot, crazy scale, like where you fit on there.
I do draw the line at the pooping in the bed, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But what
that's
if
what
it's an
glass tables
accident?
are for.
I could let go of an accident.
And like,
You let go of
like-
So, anyway, speaking of accidents.
Yes.
So yeah, that's when she goes to the principal's office. The parents are there. She
Oh,
gets
and the
in
principal,
trouble.
by the way, this is where we get it's a baby Buffalo Bill. Like he's a skinny version of Ted Levine.
Yeah,
And not nearly as deep a voice, but a pretty decently deep one.
yeah, and the bullying continues.
Well, was
She's-
she that great big drunk janitor?
Oh yeah, these kids are still flipping her off outside
Are these
the
even
window.
the same kids, or just another group of fucking roving
It's-
monsters?
It's the same boys.
Because no, there's a roving pack of monsters. You are the judge from fucking My Cousin Vinny. Couple of shoots in town. Couple of up to no
Because
good.
it didn't look like, because they didn't have hats on, and Warren and his friends always have hats. So it was
Well,
this,
Warren does. But
this other
yeah.
group of kids out there that are all just like
I took it to
flipping
be
her off
them.
through the window.
I took it to be them.
Okay, that's what I
but
thought
it
at
was
first.
right at the same time where the principal's like, "How's your social life, Dawn? Do you have friends?" And she's like, "I have friends." And her,
No, she
her
doesn't.
Mother,
No, she doesn't. She doesn't have any friends.
And then she's
alone.
like, "Yeah, I have Ralphie," and she's like, "Case closed."
She once got kidnapped and they brought her back.
Ralphie's not a real person.
They
Ralphie-
asked us
Dude.
to pay them, or they paid us.
I need his fucking Ralphie story. He takes heat in this fucking movie.
Yeah, what happened to
You
Ralphie?
got Ralphie's story.
No, what happens to him after this?
April 20th, 2000, I think it was, or was it 99?
I was gonna say we do have Ralphie's story. It's a trench coat story.
Yeah. Because this kid,
know what
this
happens
kid,
to
you know,
Ralphie.
there's kid lost his shit at some point. I mean, there's a point in this
1999,
Was it
April
20th
20th of
Yeah.
99.
That's what I was like.
just
99,
just what
2000?
she says on the phone to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Or yeah,
This poor
I guess to
kid,
him.
dude.
Ralphie spoke.
That's terrific.
Ralphie's got a gun. It's a different
Oh,
story.
you did that, Ralphie. Pumped up kicks. You better run, better run.
Yeah, it's not funny.
It's not.
School,
We're- we have to
school
laugh.
shootings aren't funny, but
No.
this
Patreon,
kid,
you get our humor.
this isn't Patreon.
Oh, fuck, it's not Patreon.
This is for the world.
This is for the world. Now we know how terrible you are. No, they already knew.
It's in this. It's in the podcast name.
It's gallows humor.
It is.
Yeah.
What we
But
do.
This kid's fucked up, and there's definitely a point in this movie where I was 100% convinced that this girl was going to kill her whole family.
Oh,
Yeah.
1,000%.
Oh yeah.
So she goes home, she gets in trouble, right? She gets put on punishment. Steve Rogers comes over because it's pretty easy to glean early on. We find out later that this is the case.
Steve's in the band because he's getting help from a nerd with computer.
Yeah, he's
shit.
only doing the band because this kid's helping him with his computer science class. He comes over to study. Dawn goes in to talk to him because she's got a huge crush on him. He's the older boy.
She's wearing the sickest onesie pajamas. The whole zipper from the ankle.
I don't know if those are sick.
I want them.
I think they're kind of sick.
Thank you.
If they made him in a 6'2" pregnant, I'd wear them.
They're just not the
Whitney
footy
was-
ones.
Whitney was like, I want these. And I was like, that looks so hot and uncomfortable.
Yeah, you got like 3 weeks of the year to enjoy them.
If you're sleeping outside.
When
Yeah.
the nuclear holocaust comes, we're gonna wish.
When we don't live in Jersey, okay?
But like Steve leaves and she starts questioning her brother about Steve and like, has he ever dated younger girls? Or
Why,
like,
you in love with him? No, but does he date ugly girls? Does he
Yeah.
date girls named Dawn?
and I love his thing. He's like, look, he likes anyone as long as it's a girl and she goes all the way.
What do you mean goes?
Do you
away?
mean intercourse?
And she's like, but do they have to be pretty? You know, it's like, I don't know how brother doesn't get it here.
Well, he's asked and she said no. He's like, all right, cool.
He also doesn't care, just like
He's
the rest
all,
of this family.
You remember
Yeah.
this person from the carpool? Would you think she's pretty?
Oh,
I wouldn't say she's
She's ugly as
pretty.
a dog, and he did it with her.
yeah. And then he says that Steve hooked
What
up
about
with this
girls
girl
my age?
Ginger, who was, I guess, presumably older than Dawn, but
No,
her
they
gym
had they were in
class.
the
but
same
she was
gym
in the
class.
same gym class. But
That could be.
we see
that could
this
be-
girl later in a moment here, and she's obviously older.
I was a 12-year-old girl once. I had that friend.
We find out.
I like
We
Ginger hanging
finger
out with-
fucked once
first
last
she-
spring.
But she's like, we got to talk about Steve Rogers. She's like, come here, we got to talk.
Are we gonna skip over the 3 bemolded men hanging out with her?
Well, that's what I was
One's
trying to
making
get
out
to,
with
but I
her.
was getting yelled at about how that's normal. So
I'm just saying it
no.
happens. I didn't say it was normal. I'm just saying.
All right, no, you can say you had that friend all you want. You cannot say 3 long mulleted men hung out with her. There's no way.
no,
There's-
not in the
Actually,
2000s.
the-
No
fifth.
way in the 2000s these molts existed.
I
at this
wasn't in
length.
the. No,
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're the same age as this girl.
I am the same age as this girl.
I always forget you're old.
These mullets were not cool then. They're not cool now.
They were not cool in '94. It is New Jersey. Also,
I don't
you guys,
like your argument, but it works.
you can't say mullets aren't cool because you guys are always complimenting Hector's mullet.
He's cool.
Hector doesn't
Hector
have a
is
mullet
cool.
anymore. By
He
the
makes
way,
his mullet cool.
Hector is cool. But
Hector
mullets
is
are not
amazing.
cool.
And the mullet's gone.
I think it's a Hispanic thing. It's okay to have. Because Hector rocked the shit out of that mullet.
It's a Jersey thing too.
Nah, it shouldn't be.
But
But
yeah,
you're right.
these Jersey douches are hanging out with this girl. But yeah, it's like, we got to talk. And that's when I forgot my first inklings that we were watching a movie in New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
Because nobody else before this really had an accent. But this girl's like,
The family's got
this
a
girl is
minor one.
The
Marissa
mother's
Tomei.
got an accent.
The family has a minor one. This
Mom's
is fucking
parents
painted.
move. Like the kids having an accent is what gives it to you. Parents move all over the place. I know I got people who come into the bar that have New Jersey accents. They're living fucking Arizona. They've lived here for 20 years.
This chick is the nasaliest Jersey accent, though. Like, it tells you where you are.
This is one of the girls that got kidnapped in Super Mario Brothers.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely
She's a
did.
Tomei.
But yeah,
She's the cigarette Tomei.
she's got the thing that,
That is
Whitney
her
said.
arc.
She's got the thing that Whitney said. We finger fucked once last spring, but it's over now.
But it's over now. So what about it?
And that's where we get the opening line I gave you guys of "Do you like my fingers?" Because this girl clearly doesn't understand what finger fucked means.
No, because she's looking in the mirror at herself like, huh?
Because she's like, do you think I have a chance with him? And she's like, look in a mirror.
Yeah, look in the mirror.
So right after this, Steve comes over. Brother's not home. She's like, oh, she just get some snacks, and she's staring at him, and he is clueless. And I'm like, I understand, like the older person not noticing the younger kid, but if someone just staring into my soul, like she's looking into his soul, not even at his eyes.
Oh yeah,
it's at the back half of his head, and you could still feel those eyes digging in.
The one thing that has always annoyed me is how he eats these
the fish sticks.
Well,
it's stage eating.
This thing, I think they're trying to make him look gross.
They're placed on the thing as a stick, but sorry, my fidget toy. He is breaking them.
Well, there's that, but the part that bothered me, and I think it's on purpose because it's supposed to make him more gross because you're supposed to understand that he's a piece of shit. But he's eating fish sticks or whatever. There's no tartar sauce. There's nothing that would be on his fingers. But he's sitting there the whole time just like it's like
the grease and the crumbs from the sticks.
What's his name?
It's the first meal he's had in forever.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Oh,
Michael Rooker. It's Michael Rooker from Mallrats, but without shit pretzels all over his fingers.
Gross.
Like he's doing the exact same thing. It's like this. It's almost it's not as close up as Mallrats, but it's that shot of like it's Steve's face here, her in the back, and he's just like
again uncomfortable.
Yeah,
that's what we're going for.
Yeah, that's fair.
You're in love with that guy.
But she goes and plays the piano for him because she's like, I'm a musical too, and and then that's when she comes over and she's like, do you want to see my fingers?
He's not paying any attention, dude. Like he gets done, she gets done. He's just like, sounds great.
Yeah,
we've all had that friend with the younger sibling that's like up your ass, right?
Not really.
I had a girlfriend whose little brother was like, Whitney, hey, what's going on?
Yeah,
I think a lot of my friends were the younger sibling.
Brother with a little sister.
I have a brother with a little sister.
You didn't have a friend.
It's my little sister too.
You didn't have a friend.
We just killed her.
I almost spit beer all over the microphone.
You didn't have a friend with a little sister?
Maybe.
Oh,
I had a friend with a little sister.
Yeah, she like you?
It's Patch.
Oh, hi, Patch. We love you. Thank you for the music.
His little sister wasn't that much younger though.
I think that's the thing is my little sister's a year and a half younger than me, so it's that thing where like we're not gonna hang out with your older brother. He's gross. Go to high school with him. I see him all the time.
Oh.
They liked my drugs though. Allegedly.
But so after Steve leaves, she steals his ID that fell out of his pocket, and she does this like satanic ritual in her bedroom.
This I understand.
We all did this in middle school.
This is building a shrine to somebody.
And you're...
dude, if you're just listening to this, you are doing yourself a disservice. Mark what time this is in the fucking podcast. Go back 15 seconds from now and look at Derek's face when Whitney said, we all did this. That is
did not.
That is worth the video alone.
I meant girls.
Oh, I meant me.
Oh.
I did this, dude. Like
You had a shrine?
You had satanic rituals?
Yeah.
You were in Catholic school.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How do you think I learned the dark arts? Oh, God. I need whiskey after that.
I never
beer's not
satanized a woman that I was...
It's not satanizing a woman. You're just like...
It's an altar of intent.
Casting a spell.
Like Screaming Jay
like
Hawkins.
He just said, it's an altar of intent.
How the fuck do you think you got 33 kids that we know about and possibly 75?
I thought you did that to me. How else did I marry you?
I couldn't have done it with my own charm, she's saying.
No way.
So she does the satanic ritual. It's just kind of weird. I had to mention it.
She does do the satanic ritual.
It's just a pagan thing.
You're gonna love me. You're gonna take me away from this place.
She's not in the craft.
We're gonna be together forever, and we're just.
That's Veruza Balk, Robert Tunney, the gorgeous black chick from
Skeet Ulrich,
Mary Jane. What do you call it? How High? No, not How High. Half Baked.
Half Baked.
And who's the other one I'm missing? Nev Campbell.
Nev Campbell.
That's the only one I knew for sure.
She's the most
what's
boring.
what's
album.
the what's her name?
Robin Tunney?
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I know that she's not on
We're
this
not
right
doing
now,
that
but
movie.
Empire Records.
conversation wife
Wait for next May, probably.
for the craft.
We already did Empire Records.
No, for the
No,
craft.
for the craft.
Oh.
Woo!
One of
If
these,
that's not Patreon.
one of these guys will pick it.
If it's not Patreon, I walk.
Well, it's Mental Health Month.
If it's not Patreon,
Counts as Patreon. I have it on
according
4K.
to Whitney.
I have it on 4K.
Apparently.
Of course you do. Of course you should.
There's another band practice, and this was one of my biggest genuine laughs, not uncomfortable
I
laughs
have
of the
been
movie.
singing this song all fucking week.
It's kind of uncomfortable because it's so embarrassing for her, but it's also funny. They're doing band practice, and Dawn is sitting on the hood of this car, and she's just this little like.
It progresses because it starts with her like bobbing her head, and then pretty soon she's like. Again, if you ain't watching,
Welcome to the
it's a pretty
Dollhouse.
good song for
I
like.
love this song so
Is there a
much.
name for this where it's a soundtrack song that we also like that's also diegetic?
Diegetic is it's because it's diegetic. It's in the movie.
Right,
The
it's
only
diegetic.
time we hear it is in the scene.
It's the credit song too. If that
Yeah.
like it's just
Well, but credit song's different. Like diegetic is when it's real in the scene, and then non-diegetic is when we're hearing it, but the characters are not.
every time.
I gotta blow up doll
every of
looks
all the
just like
times.
you.
I get you.
But so we get Mark criticizing Steve just a little bit.
I think you were singing a little flat that last time.
I do love it though because
Very
Can you play an
plain
A?
play him an A. Mer. Like that's just
Fuck this, dude. I am out.
I'm not
Look,
gonna be told what to do by some fucking nerds.
I've been in a band. I would rather a mark than somebody just let me keep singing flat and then we take that shit live.
Right?
You know what I mean? It's the same as Whitney. and I
Well,
have
but
this-
do you want to be criticized by an actual Mark, the only one in the band who can't play an instrument?
No,
Well,
I was
he's
in a
better
band
now.
with. I was in a band with good musicians. No, but Whitney and I are in the same like school of thought. Is like if I got a boogie hanging or something in my teeth, let me know right as soon as you see
As
me,
soon as you fucking see it.
because otherwise I'm gonna go to the bathroom and be like, "Motherfucker, nobody
hate
told me
me?
about this shit, dude."
You hate me.
I tell strangers, being a bartender, I'll pull them in close. I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna do you a solid, man. Just go check your left nostril. Love you." I don't say love you. It makes it weird.
It does.
I mean, the good news for me is like nobody can ever get mad at me for not telling them because they're like, oh, he wasn't looking. He wasn't making eye contact with me.
But I do it for you.
He was
anytime
looking
I
at
see
the
something,
floor or
right?
the ceiling.
Oh, true. But no, as
Why
soon
you
as
tell me my shoe was untied, motherfucker?
how many times have you told me there was something on my face, or
And
I'm
vice
like, hey,
versa,
check your
yeah.
fucking beard,
And
bro.
all I think about is fuck all of you for letting me go these hours without telling me about this fucking bat in my belfry.
Oh,
A Quasimodo in my tower.
good.
I like that one.
Dude, here's the thing with this gap system I have in my teeth. Not a lot gets stuck in there, but it's like a whole T-bone if it is. It's like, oh, you have a ham
But
in
you
your
could
tooth.
feel it
Yeah.
if there's something in there.
Yes, because it's usually like a whole thing. You have an onion in your teeth.
Just an onion.
Is that a shallot?
Love shallots.
I love shallots.
Oh my god,
love
I will
some
take.
shallot.
I will
There's some
take shallots
chicken.
over
There's some
onions.
chicken in your teeth. Oh my god!
Damn, chew your food, dude. Actually,
And yes,
cook
I
it.
know shallots are onions. It's just a sweeter.
Well, they're not. They're
They're-
of the alum family.
Yeah,
the alum found.
Alum.
What's alum?
the alum family. Da-da-da-da.
No, that's the genus of those. It's a cross between garlic and onion. They're all alums these days.
Is it alums or alums?
Alums.
Alums?
Alums.
Alums.
Every time I say it, it loses meaning.
Aluminium.
Did you have a nitrous oxide leak in this fucking house right now?
Possibly.
Like ROAD? Are we ROADing?
No, we have
a
this.
Boaz.
We have this four walls whiskey. It makes us
It
funnier.
feels like my fucking vape is affecting you guys. Like it's the Corsican brothers. I smoke, you get high.
I think so.
Well, now we're gonna have to test the microphone and see if you can pick that up. I just hit it. God damn! Did you guys get just back from a cruise or something? This is rookie shit.
Sorry, I got
So
drunk.
Warren,
Never apologize.
Dawn
for
and Ralphie are at the grocery store or the convenience store playing an arcade machine, which is pretty cool.
Also, who plays? You played. Did you hold the cup while you're trying to joist?
that. If
No,
there's
joystick.
If there,
But no,
Steve
like
Damn, a little joist.
said.
you know what though? I do know like I went to arcades when I was younger, and it wasn't like you were drinking alcohol.
Right.
But you had like your soda, whatever. They never had anywhere to put it. You've been to like the barcade things, and they always have like a little thing attached to the side of that machine. Ooh, that's fucking awesome.
It's great. But to Derek's point, though, there was nowhere to put this shit. So if fucking Ralphie wasn't going to hold it for you.
Fuck you, Ralphie. You're not
Ralphie's
a good friend.
two-handing his icy. He's too fucking dumb to hold it with one.
Yeah. Well, he's got nerve damage. He's got to hold on with two hands.
Warren and his friends walk in, and they start giving him shit. And so we get you think you're hot shit, but you're just cold diarrhea, which does not go over well with them. Probably because they're like, oh, that was a good burn. Let's beat this kid up more.
No, the line that doesn't go over very well is she says, Brandon, you're such a replaceable.
Yeah.
And runs out. And you even see it right there. Brandon Sexton Jr., the third, whatever, Warren. He actually, he's joking around, and she says the hard R, and he's just like.
But I do think Derek's right. If it would have been a lesser burn, it would have been like, see, this guy can't even fucking insult me, right? But it was like, damn. Damn. You ever had cold diarrhea, by the way?
No.
Whew.
That'd be awesome.
Weird sensation.
I would love cold diarrhea.
You ever had cold diarrhea? So,
no.
Spoilers for grossness and all that. Spoilers for my toilet. I had like a food poisoning thing. I just couldn't keep any, so I didn't eat anything because I was like, if I don't, nothing comes in, nothing comes out.
Yeah.
Right? And I did that for like a day. Fucking looked great the next day. But I was like, oh, I feel a lot better, man. I think I can keep food down. I'm not going to throw it up or something. I had no groceries in the house because I've been sick for a little bit. So I ate a bunch of cereal, and then I ended up having the squirts. And it was like instant. So I was pooping cold milk.
Yeah, because you need to have the bacteria
It was weird.
exit.
I also went in like a whole Jamba
Dude,
Juice
that milk
diet.
went like a mile and it stayed cold. That was some cold ass milk.
It was some fast moving intestines.
I will say, whenever I was hungover, my favorite thing to drink was if you had the dry
I cannot wait
heaves.
to get this segue.
My favorite thing to drink was ice cold Mountain Dew, because then it's like cold and soothing, and then you throw it up, and it's cold and citrusy.
You enjoy that?
It was way better than bile or whatever ratchet
so
shit
lucky.
I ate last night.
You guys are so lucky with your intestinal issues. I had pneumonia, and I didn't know I had pneumonia.
You had
I didn't
the
have
flu.
No, I had pneumonia.
No, with Donna?
No. This is when I was on the road working with Fix and Finish. I had pneumonia.
It's after he stepped in that muck water in New Orleans.
It was like if I consumed anything, period. If I drank water, I was shitting water, etc. I'm drinking ice cold water, as I always do.
Dude,
ice cold water was not coming out. This is getting cut. Ice cold water was not coming out. I was very upset.
I got faster moving intestines than you do.
Maybe.
Milk is more...
I was upset because I was like,
maybe you
ice
had
cold,
a fever,
ice cold,
why.
hot.
It was
hot.
It was, by the way, just a weird sensation to have cold diarrhea. It was insane.
It sounds great.
It wasn't the worst.
I mean, if you have to have diarrhea, like I don't want diarrhea, but if you have to have diarrhea, cold is better than hot.
Next time, Whitney, lean over to, like, you guys are alone, get the house to yourself, and you're feeling a bit randy, just lean over and be like, do you want to get some Jamba Juice and laxatives? Shit cold.
Well, I don't want diarrhea.
No, you said it.
No, I'm saying.
I know you're going to cut this, but
if you have to have diarrhea, cold is better than hot.
I think this needs to stay for the Patreon. They pay for this content.
This is just a fucking reel. I don't know where you're going to post it.
FetLife.
I went to grab it. I was like, thank you.
So
I'm good. Thank you.
So Warren follows her at school. And this is when we get.
Oh, I'm gonna say it.
This is probably the most
girl.
uncomfortable part of the movie, but it ends up being like it's. There's a weird thing to say. It's almost sweet.
Can I?
In the long run.
Can I say it?
Yeah. Oh,
I'm gonna say it.
It's your line to say.
It's my line, and I'm.
I don't want to trigger people.
Trigger moment. So I'm going to change one word. I love you. I'm gonna grape you at 3:00. Be there.
Which is just weird. I'm going to commit a crime against you at this time. Show up for that. Here's an appointment book.
Well, he tries to show her why, like, what's worse.
He tells her why afterwards.
No, I'm sorry. Like, the hell?
Who put that there?
All right, welcome back. He shows her a little bit of, like, it could be worse than you not showing up. Because she does try and sneak out, and he finds her, and he puts a knife to her fucking throat. He's like,
Yeah.
that wasn't very smart.
Yeah.
So there is a reason to be there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but also the second time around, so we'll get there real quick.
I do
'Cause it's
understand what you
I
said,
do,
though.
I do kind of like.
So after
the reason he's doing this is bad. Obviously, he
Yes.
wants to make grape juice, but this next segment of this thing, when he's following her around school the rest of the day,
as a person
is
who's been
really-
graped, for you to say to make grape juice,
well,
still makes
I liked
me
it.
laugh.
but like he's following her around school, and it's actually
And just,
kind of
like,
really funny
3
because it's like this
o'clock.
stalking montage where she's like sitting in class and he's outside the door and he's like.
They're
then,
doing
like,
division on a chalkboard, and all he has is 3. Or hold on,
Dude.
3 semicolon 0 0 underline underline, and he goes.
I want to now make a montage of Warren in other movies, like have the Goodwill Hunting problem, and it's just Warren writing 3 o'clock on it at the very end.
If any of you can do that, please send it to
It's
us.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. They get to the end, like, what's the secret of life? And it's just Warren. 3 o'clock.
Always bring a towel, dude.
It's
Because-
fucking Babe
and-
Ruth. It's John Goodman at the Babe. And instead of calling a shot, it's Warren just holding up 3.
So
But like even in
it
the
gets
oh my God.
better. I know it sounds horrendous.
I'm not
Yes,
even
I'm
close
gonna
to
grape
done.
you at 3 o'clock. I know it's
he's
a
not
terrible
even
thing,
close to them.
but he's also an abused person, and he just wants love.
The whole Hunger Games is about Warren at 3 o'clock, dude. That's the whole hand salute. It's the whole thing. It's a society based
I
on
don't-
3
what's the
o'clock.
whistle? I can't whistle, so. No, it's not this, is it? It's this.
No,
No,
it's
but
3.
It's literally this.
he's doing. No, it's 2.
No, it's 3.
Is it 2?
No,
Scouts honor.
It's 2.
You want to put money? Because that's the Boy Scouts, bro.
That's what
That
I'm saying.
is Cadmus.
I'm gonna Google a
Was
weird
it
thing.
3? No, it
How
was 2, 'cause
many?
It was
How
2
many?
fingers for-
How many fingers
Fingers.
does Jennifer Lawrence have in her vagina?
Hold on. How many fingers is
This is why
Hunger?
we can't do live recording.
How many
Games.
fingers is Hunger Games?
That's all I'm typing. 3-finger salute.
I have to buy Jack a drink now.
You don't have
You
to.
gain a 1-finger salute.
So
I'm gonna try and think of more movies to put Warren into now. Go on.
but
but
yeah, no, it's a joke because he meets her up for unconsensual sex,
so
which is not a joke.
She hides from him, and then she tries to seek out, and he grabs her, and he slams her against the wall.
And so we talked about how this is new low.
Test number 2.
we have new microphone arms. Do you like them?
Thank you to our Patreon members.
Yes, thank you,
For
patrons.
supporting us, and $3 a month you can get us,
Stuff that
New
makes us
equipment,
more professional.
food, beer. I can get
beer,
that.
food,
Ankle
Insurance.
bracelet I need.
Insurance.
Insurance would be great.
If we get 1,000 members, we can. I think at least one of us can get insurance.
contacts. Your girl would like contacts.
No, people love your glasses.
Yeah,
No,
But-
you love my glasses.
That's what I said.
he's people.
Now I forgot what I was going with. Oh, so we thought the teachers were pieces of shit, and they are.
pieces
They are.
of
Yeah, we
shit.
thought.
We
they
thought
are.
the parents were pieces of shit,
And
they
they
are.
This janitor.
This janitor, Warren is in this alley behind the school,
He
holding
has
a pocket
Dawn
knife to Dawn's
like
throat,
this.
unbuttoning her top button. I think.
telling
No,
no, he's
not
telling her to
unbuttoning.
strip.
Strip,
Though.
that's
He's
right,
telling her to
strip.
strip. This janitor comes out with garbage, and I mean, it's not like the janitor was like looked and like, hey, what's going on here? He has her pinned against the wall. The janitor comes out, and of course, he lets her go, and then she ends up running away. But he doesn't even have like a. What was
Nope,
that?
he's just
he
like,
just walks out and he's
dump
like garbage in the
out.
thing. I'm so drunk right now, I couldn't care. Goes back inside.
Yeah,
This janitor is the worst adult in this movie,
Yeah.
and that's worse than the guy who
No.
kidnaps a child.
I
Later.
think the mom is the worst.
Spoilers.
I said it was a Chekhov's gun earlier. They
I
got
think
it.
the mom. I think the mom is the worst.
God, she is.
You know what? Because she wouldn't have cared either.
Yeah.
she
she
doesn't give a
wouldn't.
fuck about
So
this kid.
are you trying to make grape juice with my younger daughter? Okay, we're fine then.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, you're trying
this
to make
poor
grape
girl.
juice with Dawn? Go for it. She needs friends.
I found
She
myself.
needs that stress relief.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck that mom.
She
too.
doesn't have any friends. Yes, I do. You liar. Look, now she's a friendless liar. No wonder you have no friends. You lie too much.
But so like she goes home, she runs home after that, and this is when mom's like, "Hey, we're having our 20th anniversary party in the backyard." I do like how the mom is like, we had a great idea. We're going to have our anniversary in the backyard. I'm like, neat.
So you're out of money?
Why is this so exciting?
So you're out of money?
But it's not like would you do it in... Every other year it was like, it's in the kitchen. Like, what's the exciting part about it being in the backyard?
They go out for dinner, but they're going to have a party now.
Yeah. I mean, we do get my favorite song of the movie, not your favorite song of the movie, only because it's so fucking dumb. I love it. But so it's like you have to tear down your stupid little special people's clubhouse.
Oh,
because
but the way it's brought up to her, I'm sorry, I have to interject. The way it's brought up to her before Dawn comes in, Mom's like, you guys got to be on my side about this. Well, just let me ease into it. And then Dawn walks in. She's like, oh, what's going on? We're having a party. And so the mom's like, yeah, we're going to
You're not invited, bitch.
We're doing a party here. It'll be so much fun. I'm going to need all of your help. And then Missy is the one
Stupid
she's
little
like,
sister.
you need to tear down your
thank you.
clubhouse.
Yeah. And then it's like,
I was the little sister.
The way the mom goes about it, though, she's like, but that's like where I hang out. She's like, well, you're a little old for it, whatever, which is an argument I could get if your parent
hold
wants you
on.
to get rid of it.
42 years old, thinking about getting a clubhouse.
Well, but I mean, like, if you're a
I'll help
parent,
you.
if
Guess
you're
who's
a,
not,
help
guess who's
you.
not invited?
but
I
if
will
you're a
help you.
parent,
Guess who is invited? I'm helping you build that.
if you're a parent trying to get your kid to take down their clubhouse, you're like, oh, you're a little old for it, whatever, because you're trying to make the kid wants to feel older. You know that. That's how kids work.
Yeah, but
The final thing is the biggest insult, which is she's like, yeah, but it's not very pretty, is it? Like, it's just another stack on top of the bullshit that is mom in this movie.
All right, yeah,
That's
here's
true.
the thing. If you're so fucking concerned that your daughter's clubhouse isn't pretty, make it pretty with her. Did you
Thank
try
you.
building it with
Did
her?
you try helping your daughter?
Yeah, did you try helping at all, giving her pointers?
No, that
Can I
girl
tell
has
you
fucked
what
up
he
teeth.
did
I don't
do?
love her.
Can I tell you what he did do? At 8 years old,
Let's wait, Derek.
he taught my daughter how to build a fort.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, what I do?
What did or didn't I do?
Do you know what she calls him? She calls him D-Dad.
Oh, that's cute. Like D-Day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because something's going to get fucked up.
yeah, because like I'm good for someone.
She watched Derek go to the refrigerator one night drunk, and she's like, damn, that's like the fucking soldiers storming the beaches in D-Day.
No, she watched me try to build a fucking
Oh my God.
shower curtain rod that came from China.
True story.
Dude, so, just, you get a little bit cut, but I'm
pretty sure I've heard this story of the
these
shower
fucking
curtain.
bullshit Chinese directions. Fuck this shit. And she's just sitting there like,
I probably said the same thing the first time you told me, but how your grandpa of you to blame the Chinese?
well, I mean, the directions were like, the first set of directions were in Chinese. The second set of directions were in English, and they were like, it was in the order of the words would be in Chinese.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
someone
yeah.
just went in and was like, well, this word means this. This word means this.
Yeah, like no one doing a real translation.
It's like going
literal
to-
of a translation.
Yeah.
Going to Google Translate and then putting it into some language and then putting it into another language and then into Chinese
Yeah.
and then into English.
And then right after she finds out about the clubhouse, the phone rings.
Yeah.
And it's Warren calling. And mom's like, ooh, there's a boy on the phone for you. And gives it to her. And he's just like, still going to make grape juice tomorrow. You better meet me at
Something-
3
It
o'clock.
wasn't smart of you
Something that
to
made me
leave.
laugh because the mom's like, may I ask who's calling? Okay, phone's for you. Bitch, why'd you ask if you ain't going to tell me? Like,
Yeah.
I need you. If I'm going to ask, like, oh, you want to talk to Derek on my phone? Who's calling? Hey, Derek, do you want to talk to a Mark?
Yeah, because then after she hangs up, she's
Right?
like, so who's Warren?
Yeah, is he a nice boy? He sounds clean. He's not.
Is he a nice boy? Yeah, he's okay. No, he's a piece of shit.
Well, I mean, he had a knife to my throat earlier, but you could tell that he really didn't want to.
It was so level.
I think
I only have one cut. And it's not even bleeding anymore.
I know. I forget that part of the movie. It's. I'll say it in my thing.
And it's like that close-up shot of his mouth. They don't show him on the phone. They show
Right,
the
it's
close-up
just
mouth
this-
shot like the Warriors.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say Dick
the
Tracy.
DJ chick and the Warriors. Come
I was
on,
going Dick
Warriors.
Tracy, where it's just like the phone and the mouth, and it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
come
I like
on
his reference
over.
a little bit better, though.
come on over.
Come
I
on
wanna
over."
show you something.
3 o'clock tomorrow, be there.
Come on over for pizza.
I'm going to teach you a thing about cold diarrhea.
But yeah, so like he makes an appointment with her basically, and he's like, tomorrow, same time, same day, we're still making grape juice. It's the best I
don't
got,
know why I
guys.
do this
Yeah, no,
anymore.
grape juice is fine.
She shows up, but it's not great. This whole thing is like troublesome because she doesn't seem at this point. She's like, I mean, doesn't seem that bad
here's the
because she
shitty-
shows up and she's just like unbuttoning.
No,
and
don't
he's
do
like,
that. I
"Nope,
want to
stop."
show you something. So he takes her.
But here's the shitty thing. I want to just interrupt real quick. Of like, this is the best she's been treated, kind of.
Yes.
Is this dude paying attention to her and trying to threaten her with unconsensual sex and have a knife to her throat? She's like, I mean, it's kind of like a first date. She's like, it's better than my family.
Yeah.
That's what made me like this movie is uncomfortable and on purpose.
Yeah.
It's not like this is it's just a rough thing to fucking talk about.
Well,
to show on a movie. I mean,
It's my life.
There is because like the two movies I know from this director are this one and Happiness.
Yeah.
He has some other ones. I've never heard of any
Wiener
of them.
Dog.
They haven't gotten. I mean, I heard of them when I looked up stuff up earlier, but like I'd never heard of any of them. And I did read a review of this one. It's like there's an alternate universe. We said an Earth 2, where Todd Solondz made this movie and learned a different lesson and had a better career. Because I think like he made this movie, it was awkward and weird. He made Happiness, it was even more awkward and more weird. And so presumably he went on to make things that were even like too awkward and weird. Maybe I haven't seen the other ones. Yeah,
because it's so well. It's like
I mean,
know what
Happiness
you like.
is I think
No
is
one-
this big one.
I'm gonna say no one gave him like David Lynch does awkward and weird shit and uncomfortable shit.
That's
all
a
the time,
different
right?
kind of weird though.
Yeah,
That's like you looking at the glossy veneer of suburban life and you're seeing the teeming worms underneath. This is like
More in your face.
yeah.
I think
it's
Derek
more
said
like,
at the top.
Yeah.
This has a lot of cringe to it.
It does.
Uncomfortable and cringe are two different things, and
and
I'm not-
cringe can work.
Cringe can
again,
definitely work.
I'm gonna bring it up again, but Happiness, I just saw it for the first time, so I'm not like I've loved this movie forever
You are
or whatever.
sucking this movie's emotional dick.
But like it
So
was
hard.
so fucking uncomfortable to watch. But by the end of it, you're like, well, I feel disgusting, but also I had a great time.
Oh, that's like when I watch my family movies.
It's probably a lot like
Same
that.
thing. That's disgusting. A good time.
But so he takes her to an abandoned house.
And she lays down on a mattress.
Hold on, house is a stretch. Of
Well,
the
it is
word.
a house.
Like
It was a
from
house.
was a
Gummo.
house.
It was a shack from
A
Gummo.
house needs all the walls.
Yeah, he takes her to Gummo Town.
That's a different word for grape juice.
And he lights up
Gummo Town is what fucking oral sex at a retirement home.
He lights up a joint and she's like, no, I don't want any. But I do
Oh, are
think
you
marijuana
scared?
should be legalized.
Why do you have to be such a cunt all the time?
I don't mean to be a cunt.
Because that's the word I'm always going to say.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
care.
it's my
She's
favorite word.
She's
Look, my
so-
wife's here and she approves of cunt.
Yeah.
So anybody listening can.
I mean, in every sense of that fucking sentence, your wife approves of cunt. Just so we
Can't
just so we're
understand
aware.
normal thinking.
No, it's a sweet moment where she's just like, yeah, I'm not going to get high with you, but I do think that you have the right to get high. I mean,
Right? That's how awkward I fucking was.
but I do like because he's like, why do you have to be such a cunt all the time? And I'm like, how is that being? But
he's trying to hate her.
He's
trying to hate her.
Well, he's lashing out because he doesn't understand. Because clearly he has a thing for her. This is that pulling her hair,
He's
moving
very
the
much
chair
in love
thing.
with
Except
her.
right?
instead of pulling the hair, it's putting a knife to the throat.
Yeah,
but it's
because he's learning lessons from his dad, who we meet
Yeah.
later, who's a piece of shit.
Uh-huh.
But this is when she's like, I don't mean to be a cunt, and he gets really introspective. And this, we find out he's so upset because she called him Regal earlier, and he's like, I have a
My
brother who's
brothers.
Regal. And
I'm so sorry. He could beat you up.
Yeah, he's like, don't be sorry, he'd kick your ass.
what grade is he in?
He's not in a grade. He's Regal.
reformed. He's rehabbing.
He's righteous.
But then he kisses her. They don't kiss.
Yeah.
He
That's a
kisses
well-
her.
that's
She's
well
never
said.
kissed before.
Yeah. And then she's like, are we still going to make grape juice? And he's like, no, I don't have time.
Yeah,
I
what
gotta
time
go.
do you gotta be home? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, what
She's
time
like,
do you have to be home? I don't know.
I think I
There's
still
not
have
enough.
time. He's like, it's not enough.
But if you tell anybody about this, it's back on.
Yeah,
Just so you know, that
yeah, don't
threat's
tell
always
anybody, or
available.
we're making grape juice.
That threat is always available.
So I mean, I guess that's a weird way to ask someone out, but he does it.
It works in this little small community.
We see more.
Back in just kidding.
Dude, at one point in this movie, Whitney was trying to defend something. She's like, well, yeah, that's how it is like in Iowa. It's like, you just lost the argument. You can't back up your statement with
That's-
like in Iowa.
In junior high, like you have school
Junior Iowa.
Junior Iowa.
in school in small towns, like obviously not on
Iowa
the
way
west.
out there.
So Mississippi on
That's
You
what they
got
call it, Mississippi.
elementary, which is K to 6.
Iowa, what you talking
Junior,
about?
which is 7 to 8 or 7, 8, 9, and then high schools, which is
You know what I hear?
10, 9, 11.
Iowa, wah, wah.
Did you say 10, 9, 11?
10, 11, 12.
High school, which is 10, 9, 11s.
I'm not driving.
Yeah, this is why they record at home and I Uber.
So we meet this other girl, Cookie, who is one of the only other actresses who's done stuff, but not
really?
a lot.
Yeah.
This girl, Christina Bricado, she's in some of the Arrowverse stuff. She was in that movie, The Intern.
What would she be in the Arrowverse? Because
She was a doctor, a scientist of some sort. She was mostly on.
Yeah, even Derek was like.
I couldn't remember the character.
she
She
worked
was.
at Star Labs.
She was mostly on Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, that I probably would not.
But
know
she
her.
had 1 or 2 episodes of The Flash and
Yeah.
Supergirl. So she's one of those. So probably a Star Labs or whatever, wherever. I don't know who Legends of Tomorrow were working for.
Right, I
don't
watched
know.
that the least. So
That show. That was like my favorite one at the time because it got fucking bonkers. I was like, all these other ones are so predictable and
but I hated the 2 guys that had the heat gun and the cold gun. I hated
the Prison Break guys?
actors so fucking much.
yeah.
That I couldn't, especially the fire guy was the worst. The cold guy was bad because he kept doing this dramatic thing when he was talking.
Yeah.
Like he was a William Shatner from now.
Fire guy got better
Yeah.
because they got a little less of him and he became like the Drax.
Okay.
Where he was just there for a big guy making funny
I
jokes.
was gonna say he's just a dumb guy eating with his hands. Like I don't need fork.
I mean, I got into it when they brought what was his name? The guy that played Constantine on the TV show.
Oh, I don't know the actor's
Yes,
name, but
when they
Matt
brought Constantine.
something. Well, they brought him in. I got really into that show because I was like, oh shit, it's like they're continuing that good show, Constantine, that got canceled after 1 season.
yeah,
Dude, they should not have.
They should not have
Constantine was-
Well, you had to make
canceled
room
that.
for Flash
Yes.
season 24.
Well, that wasn't. It was on a different network.
We
I think
also
that's
Instead, you had
split
Cancel Teen.
Cancel
Yep.
Teen. It's like Ovaltine.
Speaking of
But-
canceled teens,
But yeah, she was in that. She was in
Nice
the intern.
segue, dude. Sorry, you got to fucking give it up on that. Speaking of canceled teens,
She was in
Thank
the
you.
intern.
I appreciate
Also
the work.
with who's the girl that the Princess Diaries girl? Anne Hathaway.
yeah.
Anne Hathaway was also in the intern. So I was looking at their credits and I was like, so you apparently if you did this movie, you get to work with Anne
Nerps
Hathaway.
and Brokeback Mountain, dude. Nerps.
Oh yeah.
Hers.
And then she was in The Menu.
Oh,
So it's a pretty big one.
The
fuck is
Her name was
Menu?
Catherine.
So she's
I
like-
couldn't remember who she was. I only saw it the once in
she could be
theaters.
John Leguizamo's assistant.
That's what I
maybe?
was thinking.
that's exactly.
By
what
the
you
way,
were
if you
saying.
haven't watched The Menu, dude, The Menu is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is
Look
really
nothing
good.
up because I went into it. So how me and the Bleeps watched it was we were looking for new comedies, and whatever list I found listed Menu as a comedy, which it is a satire.
It is satire.
But that's all I'm going to say about it because I watched it and I was like,
I went
really
in-
loved this
I did
movie.
laugh a lot.
I went in
really
with the
loved that
Knives
movie.
Out mind, right?
Okay,
I don't know. The trailers we saw presented it as a horror movie, and it's not
I
really
saw
that
I saw
either.
no trailer.
That was when we were going to the theaters like all the
Yeah,
time.
I knew
so.
nothing about it. I just put it on one day and was like, when are we going to get to like the slapstick part of it? Even watching it at one point,
I want a
Bleep-
cheeseburger
Female Bleep was like,
with
I mean,
bacon.
if you change this movie up a little bit, it's a horror movie. That was early on. And then it was like, oh,
Yeah,
great.
No,
Yeah.
that's a cool movie. I like that movie.
I loved it. Watch it.
But she's having a party, and this is a real fucking mean girl move. Like stand up in class, like can I make an announcement real quick, and then turn around and be like, anybody who is coming to my party, remember to bring your bathing suit. So all the kids who aren't coming are now like, wait, there's a party. And I
Yeah.
wasn't invited. One of those kids is Warren. I thought he was gonna
And Dawn,
so-
obviously.
Well, obviously Dawn.
I don't think
Nobody
Don
likes
expected
Dawn.
it to be. Warren's actually like,
You
he
invited
tries-
my 2 friends.
Yeah.
Why can't I go?
because they had the drugs.
He tries to like butter her up to see if he can go, and like
He's like, I
he
got a
gives her
cookie
this
for
cookie
Cookie.
from the cafeteria. I was 100% convinced there was going to be a diarrhea scene in this. Like I thought he spiked this thing.
Oh no, but I love it. She's like, it didn't even cost you anything,
Which
Yeah.
is the best gifts in the world.
right? Give me free gifts all over the place.
That you didn't eat your cookie during lunch because you felt about like you thought about giving it
love
to me.
you.
I feel like Nick Miller, dude. You gave me a cookie, I gave you a cookie. You give me
You
a
give
cookie,
me,
I
I give you a cookie. You give me cookie, I give you a cookie.
We
I
cut
cut it into a Jewish star.
Star of David.
She's quoting Nick Miller.
I am quoting.
Not understanding Schmidt's culture. I cut into that Jewish star thingy.
I don't remember that part. So,
Rewatch.
We do cut to Warren and Dawn hanging out in the Special People's Club. Presumably, it's during the party. They're like, "Well, we're just gonna hang out together."
No,
And they're
it's
listening to
before the
music.
party. It's before. Oh, it's during that party. Yes.
Yeah, the girls' party. they're listening to music, they're hanging out. She's talking about like her friend Ralphie, and he's like, "Why do you hang out with that fun guy?"
Yeah.
And she's like,
I
"Well,
like that.
just because he's a fun guy doesn't mean he's
An asshole.
an asshole." I was making sure it wasn't the other word too. I'm
Right.
like, this movie is piled.
It was just such a thing.
It
Like,
was the
man,
90s,
he's such a
we
fun
were
guy.
rowdy.
Just 'cause he's a fun guy doesn't mean he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Which is true.
And they kiss, but she's like, "I can't be your girlfriend because I'm in love with an older man."
What's his name?
Who is he?
Captain America.
What's
is he?
his fucking name?
Captain America.
What's his fucking name?
Captain America?
I thought his name was Warren.
His name isn't Warren.
His name is Steve Rogers.
Um,
His name was Robert
And-
Wilson.
And
But-
Warren fucking storms out.
he
and
storms
just-
out, and Ralphie comes out of the bushes, which is weird.
Excuse me, I've made a cum, and I heard you guys having an argument, and I made another cum. Is the fight over with now?
But like,
I can
he
come
comes
again.
out and tries to talk to
I
her
can
and tries
make
to make her
another
feel better.
And then she's like, "Fun day!"
Yeah.
And runs away.
Pasta fajoule.
So we have the anniversary party. It's
Which
the
looks like a
band.
fun time. We talked about the Hava Nagila happy anniversary song. We have
Dawn's like on the shoulders of this neighbor with the bright red shirt.
We have a Hawaiian theme going, which, you know, I think my last birthday was the Hawaiian theme, right?
Yes.
My luau, yeah.
Yes.
It's a good theme to do.
Donna's hiding in her bedroom, and I love like the song mentions the mom and the dad and the kids, and the mom's like, "Where's Dawn?" "Oh, I don't give a shit. Here's Missy."
No,
Yep.
she's like, "Where is Dawn?" Even though it's been 4 hours and I have not seen her.
Yeah, that's the one time she gives a shit. Because then when Dawn comes out, she's like, "Where's Steve?" She's like, "Where have you been?" She's like, "Where's Steve?" Mom just
It's
stops
the
caring.
least, it's the least amount of shit ever given, but it's the most she gave
Yeah.
in this. It's
Because it was her. It's about her.
yeah.
She does go and find Steve. He's banging some chick in like the outdoor laundry or
Some
whatever.
hottie.
And she's like, "I'm gonna rebuild the Special People's Club, and I want you to be our first honorary member."
What the fuck are you talking about?
It was my clubhouse, the
I
Special
am trying
People's
to
Club.
bang in your. I'm trying to put a load in this washer. If you know what I'm saying. All right.
Do you know what Special People stands for?
No, I am playing stepsister stuck in the laundry right now, and you are knocking on this door right now to talk about Special People's Club.
And that's when he tells her, he's like, "Your club is for regal people."
Special equals regal.
Yeah. Which I think is why she turns on Ralphie completely in the
Yeah.
next sequence that we have with them that we kind of talked about a little bit. But they immediately after the party, the family is sitting around watching a VHS tape of the party
Hell.
Like that night.
because they're still wearing their fucking Hawaiian shit. Because at first I was like, maybe this is a time jump to like a week later. No, they're wearing the same
that
outfits.
night.
And then so the dad takes it out and he puts in Indiana Jones, and it gets to the end, and Indiana Jones and the girl are chained up, and the Nazis are going to open the Ark of the Covenant, and he's like, "Cover your eyes," and Warren jumps out and goes, 3:00.
I like
And the
that,
Nazi's
Captain.
face is all melted.
I like that, Captain.
But there's a part in there where Missy, the little sister, shoves Dawn and she falls into a pool, and the whole family is laughing.
Watch
Except
it
for
again,
Dawn.
Mom.
Rewind it, mommy.
And then, like, that's when we go immediately to like they're all asleep. Dawn wakes up and pulls out this hammer, and this is when I was like, family annihilation
I was
time.
rooting for it. Do you remember the story in Me, Myself, and Irene that ended up not being true? The albino kid with the weird glasses?
Yes.
Like he tells a
No.
story. He's like, and then I took out a hammer and I beat my family to death, and I've been on the run since. I'm like, this is yeah.
This is
Yeah.
that story.
This is what's happening. She is gonna hammer everybody to death and then fucking go on the run with Steve Rogers.
As she should.
And make it in, well, except for the Steve Rogers part.
Not
I'm
the
okay
Steve
with,
Rogers.
I'm okay
She
with the
should run
murder.
away with Warren.
Yeah, dude, this family has it coming. I'm sorry. Isn't there a Netflix like how
How to Get Away with Murder or something like that.
yeah, this is how you raise a serial killer.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is what you do. This is a Netflix series.
Well,
How
she
to
just-
make a murderer.
She goes out and she smashes the VHS tape, but then she comes back in and she's like looking at the hammer and looking at her little sister's face, and she's just like,
Peacefully sleep.
wouldn't be
I
that
just
hard.
thought of it. Her mom doesn't like her because she's not pretty.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Because the little sister is like a normal. I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude to the
normal,
girl.
hard quote,
right?
like-
Hard quote, normal,
'cause-
but like her
'cause-
features aren't accentuated or whatever.
yeah, because this girl is playing Dawn has like her teeth like are not straight, and she has glasses, and she's whatever.
she's got
like-
big goofy lips, and I'm goofy is quoted.
Yeah.
And
But
the
yeah,
little sister
so
has softer features, I guess.
Little
say.
sister is blonde and she's a ballerina,
And the mom is just like, "There's my daughter I wanted.
Yeah.
This I had to deal with. Now
I don't know why I fucked the milkman.
He was strong.
No, the daughter, Missy, is the milkman's daughter.
I guess it's fair because Mark is also a fucking nerd.
That's true. That's true. So this is whoever she cheated
is
on her
the
husband
affair
with.
child.
It's her favorite though.
Yep.
She's like,
It was the best sex she ever had. Also,
I love Milkman Mark or Milkman Mike. Let's go with Mike. I love Milkman Mike, but he won't leave his wife for me.
Well, so like the principal comes into class and drags Warren out, and we find out later that he was expelled for selling
no,
drugs.
the cops come to class.
Well, the principal too.
Yeah,
Right.
with the cops.
Like the principal comes in to take him out, but there's these two signs hanging on the wall, like your classroom signs.
We had we all
one
had
just
Dare.
says crack. That's it.
Yeah.
Not crack kills or just crack. And I'm like, that's neat.
Seems like I got sponsored.
And then I noticed the other one, which says, "Don't let a hot date turn into a due date,"
DUE.
which is pretty
Due date.
fucking cool.
Gotta put that on a shirt, pal. I wear a 2XL if anybody's making those.
Add it to our.
On the front, bad movies, worst people. On the back, don't let a hot date turn into a
I'm
due
buying
date.
one.
Dude, bad movies, worst
Fucking
people.
do it.
Bad movies, worst people have been birth control since our fucking beginning. Ain't nobody listening to this and having sex.
I'm fixed. You're gonna not have children, and he never wants
I'm like
children.
a sofa I always pull out.
But so yeah, Warren gets taken away. We find out later it's because he's supposedly selling drugs, but it was his friend.
But he wouldn't rat him out though.
No,
I think
think
his
that's-
friend ratted him out.
No, I don't know. Maybe, but like the cops were like, we just want to ask him some questions. That's what you hear, or you see in the subtitles rather. Like, hey, we just want to ask him a few questions.
because there was a thing earlier with the announcements where it was like, we found a drugs extinguished in the boys'
We
bathroom.
found one drugs.
and doing
makes
or
sense.
selling drugs is illegal. You'll be expelled, etc.
So I think that they knew. He says Jed. Dude,
Yeah.
don't name your fucking kid Jed.
It's Jedediah. Of course,
Jed,
Jedediah is where you
Jeb.
get the
You know what
drugs
you're gonna,
from.
you know what you're gonna get when you name your kid Jedediah? A
Corn of-
religious zealot
Children of corn.
at best.
At best.
At best, worst case scenario, religious zealot.
Worst case scenario, sharks of the corn.
Worst case scenario, the guy from Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, any of them.
There's one named Jed.
Is there?
Yeah.
Gross. But yeah,
So he didn't snitch.
she goes home and Ralphie calls her, and that's when she's like telling her, because the sister answers and she's like, "Tell that fun guy I don't want to talk to him." And
Dude,
you
the
know,
worst-
This
It
is the
is-
saddest part because he hears all of
Rapid
these
fire
terrible
insults.
things. He's sitting on his Legos telephone,
Flood of
just
memories came back.
hearing
I had this.
all of these terrible, terrible things
I
that
had
Dawn
this
is
phone.
saying. Like, tell him I hate him. I'm punished. I can't be his friend. Blah blah.
he
Tell
can
him what-
rot in hell.
He can rot in hell. Like everything.
But then we get like the big fucking twist
Trigger.
of the movie here, where like, so Dawn's mom, when she was coming home, was like, "Hey, I left a note. I can't pick up Missy from ballet practice, so and so's mom has to bring her home. Make sure you tell her." And she's like, "Yeah, I'll fucking tell her." She's like, "Are you listening? Make sure
Yeah.
you tell her."
Yes, I'll
What's
fucking tell
I'm
her.
totally listening. What's the last thing I said? You asked if I was listening.
But so she goes to leave, and Missy goes to leave. Dawn almost gives her the note and is like, "No, I got nothing to tell you. Get the fuck out of here." And then we cut to the police at the house because little sister has been kidnapped. At first, I was like, "Oh, they're just overreacting because she didn't get home in time." But then it's like the next morning, and it's like
Yeah.
she's not there.
And you hear like this like overlapping of all these cops. Like they claimed to give her. The sister claimed she gave her the note. They just,
Yeah.
she said she gave her the note.
Claimed
She
she gave her the
claimed
note.
she gave her the note. She said she gave her the note. She gave her the
Yeah.
note.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, it's a fucked up twist
Yeah.
on this already fucked up.
And I'm going to
movie.
tell you right now, I put it on Steve Rogers because he's been banging chicks underage, right? There was two other things. I remember one was at the party. She's like, the little girl goes, "Oh, Steve really likes me."
Yeah,
And then
because
it
he was
moves
like
on
picking
quick.
her up and spinning her around and
Oh,
stuff.
it was his song where he's like, "I got a mannequin that looks like you, little girl." I'm like, okay. So for sure, I was like, "Oh, it's Steve Rogers." And then they even said they found her tutu in Times Square. I'm like, guess who ran away to New York?
Because when they were watching the videotape, Mark says that Steve quit the band because now he got an A on his test, so he left, and he went
Well,
to
I
New York.
paid him $200.
Yeah, he went to New York to hit it big like Jim Morrison.
I'm gonna make it like Jim Morrison. Die at fucking 27 in your leather pants.
Yep.
Stinky. Did you notice Mark's face when the dad's like, I gave him $200? He's like, the fuck? We got paid?
Yeah.
Like, did he give him a look like, dude, $200 fucking dollars? You know how good that would have looked on my college application?
But
$200 looks really good in your college application, by the way. You just put $200 on it and give it to him.
so Dawn doesn't have to go to school because her sister's been kidnapped, and her mom doesn't want her to go either.
She's afraid she's going to get kidnapped. And someone's like, yeah. Like they're going to kidnap you.
She still just leaves the house and no one even notices because she goes to
She
Warren's
really
house.
does.
She's worried about me getting kidnapped, so I'm going to go to this really terrible neighborhood with this place that has tape for windows.
I love.
Want a bite?
Yeah, Warren's brother answering the door with his like peanut butter and jelly, and he just opens the door immediately. He's like, "Hi,
Hello.
want a bite?"
And we're not laughing because the guy is mentally
It's
challenged.
so beautiful.
It is so fucking funny. It is genuinely just like a jelly donut.
When this happens, I was like, "This is how I am answering the door from now on. When people come to my house to sell me solar or security systems, I'm just going to open the door. Whatever I'm cooking or eating at the time, I'm gonna be like." Hi, want a bite?
Nope, just go to the fridge and go get a stick of butter and just hold it out to him. You do that, and I'm going to go, want to see my fingers? And we're going to see who gets less people coming back to him next month. They're all comparing stories. Dude, you'll not believe today.
Okay.
Oh, I bet mine was worse. What happened to you? I open the fucking door, and the guy has a goddamn stick of butter and goes, you want a bite? It's like, bro, that's weird. But this guy looked at me, held his fingers up and smiled and said, do you want to see my fingers? I'm never going back to Tucson. I'm going to move to New York. I'm going to make it like Jim Morrison. Dead.
Who made it in LA, by the way?
Right.
But
But you have to go to New York to make it like Jim Morrison made it in LA.
oh, okay.
That's the thing.
But like she ends up talking to Warren's dad, and she's like, "I just want to see Warren." And he's like, "Well, you've got an hour before we leave." So, well, first he's like, "What do? Knock you up?"
Yeah.
No.
I'm like, she's like 11, dude.
He probably knocked up the kid's mom at 11.
Yeah, fair.
She's like 12, 13.
But yeah, he's like, "You can go.
That
Go
doesn't
say
make it better.
No, it does
No.
not.
go say goodbye to him. We're leaving in an hour." And she gets up there, and he's like, "Yeah, it's too late. I'm leaving. I'm not going to this fucking reform
She's like, I want to
school."
be your girlfriend now.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, fuck you. I'm running away to New York because they're in New Jersey. It's the closest thing that's like a real place, I guess.
Yeah.
New Jersey's not real."
He doesn't want to go to military academy school.
A kid like this can find some fucking jobs in New York. It's not gonna be a good job. It's gonna be some shady shit, but you can find something. This is 90s New York. This isn't fucking Giuliani's New York.
Yeah, it is. Giuliani was the 90s.
It hasn't taken effect. Though.
That's when he started cleaning it up.
this
Started.
this is the beginning of the end of that New York.
Well, as
though.
long as you're not in Times Square.
this is still very much Big. The movie Big's New York.
Well, yeah, if it's not Times Square, like he can hustle shit in one of the boroughs.
Yeah.
He just can't be in Times Square. That's
Yeah.
where they started, and then they worked their way out.
This still has homeless people in New York.
Yeah, we got to start installing Mickey Mouses. Like those are our barriers for how far we've cleaned up the city.
If you see this sign, you've gone too far, homeless. Go back to where you came from.
No homeless recommended
I don't
around
know where that
here.
is.
They get. Never mind.
Don't implicate Disney. We might be on their channel one day.
Yeah, exactly.
They're having a sad family dinner. The dad has been sick from worry or whatever about
The son
the
thinks
daughter.
it's the gallbladder.
Yeah. And so it's just mom, Dawn, and older brother. And mom gets a call and she's breaks down. It's like, oh my God, they found her tutu in Times Square, blah, blah, blah. So Dawn feels like a piece of shit.
Which, thinking about the ending of this story, how did that happen?
I don't know
It
if
was
it was
probably
hers.
somebody else's
It was just
tutu.
a tutu.
Okay.
And they were like, well, we found a tutu and your daughter was last seen in her ballet clothes. So.
Gotcha. Because I just thought about that right
It's
now.
New York
like,
City, dude. You found a tutu. Like,
Yeah, that could have belonged to a street performer.
That's where salsa comes from, right?
believe
New
Get a-
York
get
City.
New York
bro.
City.
We're gonna start hanging people. Start hanging people over salsa. Good God.
But so Dawn runs away to New York City to go look for Missy. She's hanging up signs. She falls asleep on the street. She gives one to this homeless guy. She's like, "Have you seen my
No!
sister?" No.
Just the
Really
the
funny.
sharpest bark. No.
She goes to a psychic, and the psychic's like, "No money, no, no,
There's no your
No.
sister's not in the Alamo.
no."
There's
no
basement
sisters in the
Alamo. Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Thank you.
But like she falls asleep there and she wakes up and she ends up calling home, gets the brother, and he's like, dude, you're in
Dude,
so
you're
much
in
trouble. Like,
trouble.
she's like, well, I was looking for Missy. He's like, Missy's here.
Funny thing is, you're not in trouble.
No, because mom didn't even notice.
Right. Like, or she did. She's like, where's Dawn? In New York. All right.
Where's Dawn? I don't know. Well, we're worried about Missy right now.
Now I can tell.
You mean
cops
she's
that I
not
asked.
here for Missy's return? What the fuck?
That's why you got grounded. That's the only reason.
Well,
she got
because
in
they
trouble.
she's like, can I talk to mom? And he goes over like, yeah, hey mom, it's Dawn. She's so busy with like TV interviews with Missy. She doesn't even. It's not even like she looks over and like waves.
No,
she just
doesn't
No,
hear it.
doesn't acknowledge it at
she's
all.
way too busy with her daughter Jean
Yeah.
Monnet.
But we find out it was this Mr.
What'd
Kasdan
I
who
say?
kidnapped her.
Champagne.
We find out it was this Mr. Kasdan who kidnapped her, who was someone at the party. Whitney's like, you saw him in the movie, and I was
You
like,
saw
who the
him.
fuck
She
is
was
Mr.
on his
Kasdan?
shoulders, and he was doing the hava, gavila, hava.
Oh
with
my
her.
God, he kidnapped Ralphie earlier in life, not in this movie.
Probably.
That's why Ralphie has rings under his eyes.
Why
He's never recovered.
Ralphie's not slept since. Oh my God, Ralphie's the window kid from Flubber. All grows up. He cannot sleep, dude. Ralphie, why do you act so weird? Oh my God, I don't even want to start with you. I saw a guy fly in a car. There was this green goo everywhere.
And then the neighbor guy took me for days.
But like he
He made me
locked
put on a
her.
tutu and do pirouettes.
Yeah, he locked her in a room he built underneath their like bocce ball court or something.
Yeah.
Shuffleboard.
Same thing.
Well, hold
But, like-
on, my friend. Bocce ball needs grass.
They're both rich people things.
Oh,
but
we
he
can play bocce ball right now.
he has this room underneath this sport court that he locked her, but it's just for.
indoor swim gym.
But he just made her do pirouettes and videotaped her. I don't know. It's very weird. It's all very weird.
Yeah.
Gave her all the McDonald's.
Of course, they show him
cake
on.
She wanted.
They show him on TV getting arrested, and it's like, by all accounts, he was normal.
I
And it's like
also-
that's how
Family's
it
a family
always.
man.
Hold on. Wait. I'm pretty sure that his wife is divorcing him now.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Mark.
And on the news, he was a great neighbor. He always played Santa Claus.
But like you would think,
Kills Christmas for you, right?
yeah.
No,
Oh, not
because
yet.
I will still.
Hey,
dress up
little
as
girl,
Santa
come
Claus.
sit on my lap. Hey,
I have grown ass fucking 30 and 40-year-olds sitting on my lap.
There you go.
You're
That's
Schmidt.
a Santa we need.
I'm Schmidt. Except instead of sexy Santa, it's Viking Santa.
So is the new girl just every persona you have?
It is a bit.
It's
My
just-
neuroticism is
It's
Schmidt.
inside of his head.
Never
New girl,
actually-
new girl is his head.
I haven't
Winston.
found Jess yet.
Winston with a cat.
Uh-huh.
You haven't found Jess yet. I'm pretty sure you bought a tie dye kit
Okay,
last week. So
this will be.
Oh my God, I
Cut out.
did. And you know what came after that? I didn't tell you my other package. It was a glow-in-the-dark rock painting kit.
So you did find Jess. Dawn goes up to in front of the school, and you would think like at this point people have some kind of sympathy for her because her sister was kidnapped.
Dude.
She gives the speech about like thank you to everybody for helping the police, blah blah blah.
This is where I want her to snap.
Wiener dog.
Yeah, one of the bullies calls her Wiener Dog, and then all the kids start chanting Wiener Dog, Wiener Dog.
And the only one that gives a fuck is the principal. He's like, quiet.
well, and he doesn't really care.
down
He's
over
just
there.
he's just the principal, so he
Yeah.
has to. He's like,
But everybody shut
don't
the
make
fuck
fun
up.
of this great big fat 7th grader. She's not.
If
but
you don't
it's
fail
my
to
Ted
mention,
Levine.
you're going to get detention.
It's just my Ted Levine.
Yeah. You have to say fat person.
Put the little
if you're doing
sister
Ted
back in the basket. It puts the sister on the skin. Wait.
Or else it gets the
But
flubber
then
again.
and then it shows her on the field trip to Disney World, which by the way,
that's
I'm
been
sorry.
going on through the whole film, and we haven't said anything
Yeah,
about
we mentioned it earlier.
Did we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's extracurricular. It's good on your college application, dude.
Because she's in a choir.
But they live in New Jersey and they're taking a school bus. No, I guess it's not a school bus. There's a bathroom in the back.
It's a
so at least it's a
charter.
Greyhound, but like all the way to Florida. That's I've seen Requiem for a Dream. Do you know how long it takes to get from New York to Florida? Days. That's how you get arrested by racist cops in North Carolina or whichever state they're
We
in.
went to SeaWorld in a charter bus.
Yeah, but that's San Diego. That's 6 hours
That's
away.
6 hours.
Oh.
You are talking probably
You're talking
2
New
days.
England to Florida.
At least day and a half.
A little below New England. Sorry.
Do you want
New Englanders?
chitlins on a bus or do you want chitlins on a plane?
I'm not on that plane. I don't give a fuck. But that's the end of the movie. I mean, they're singing the
Yeah,
their
that's how it
No,
is.
hummingbird.
it's the fucking camera turns off.
Dude, but so all the choir kids, they're in the hummingbird choir or whatever it's called. They're singing their theme song. And like before they show her singing and they cut out all the other sound, just all these kids singing, and I was like, fucking kill me.
Yeah.
Like, I would not be a middle school teacher, but if I was and I was on this bus, I'd be like, driver, can you open that door? I'm taking a fucking
You're a singer.
nosedive.
This is my mom's dream, by the way.
Oh, 100%.
She's a choir teacher. This is what she does.
Exactly.
loves
You
it.
want the
Kill
kids
me.
that love the choir, that you're going to just sing all the way. Is this why you sing?
Is this why I sing? No. ADD and multiple personalities is why I sing.
And your mother's a choir teacher.
Yeah. Everybody in my family has musical ADD.
Because your mother's a choir teacher.
But yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's just your go-to where you can all just ADD together.
She used to sing everything to us, dude. Like, get up in the morning. It's time to get up in the morning. Get out of bed, you sleepyhead. Everything had a fucking song.
I had a Nickelodeon alarm clock that did that song.
Damn.
I fucking
Just the
ADD.
sound, though, not the
Fuck
singing.
yeah.
When we left the movies last night, I had a moment and I just started singing the signs that we were driving by.
You're like Andy from The Office.
And Derek's like
10402. That's where I like to put my food.
singing, and Derek's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Probably not."
He never asked me that.
Well, I'm used to you doing it. But like, I do like this last moment of like, because it's all the kids singing, and then it
And
goes
then
in
it
on
just-
her, and she is singing.
It
They're all moving and
centers.
dancing. You can tell where she is because she's sitting perfectly still.
And she's like,
But she's singing the song, but she's just like, "We're the hummingbirds."
It's unnerving,
Yeah,
and it's meant to be.
"But she's up
because
here."
she's just realized that no one's ever gonna give a shit. But Steve does say something earlier in the movie to her. He's like, "Look, it's only 3 years.
Yeah.
Then you get to high school, and it's worse."
But her brother also says high school still sucks.
I can't wait
But
to
guess
go.
what? You go to college after
I
that.
can't wait to go to hike school.
Don't you say that. Don't you ever
Stay here
say
as
that.
long as you
Stay
can.
here as long as it's safe.
But so that's then the movie just blacks out.
It
And that's
stops.
the end.
It's done.
So it's mental health. So we don't necessarily do recommendations usually, but since it's Jack and I's first time, I think we should recommend. You
Because
should
Whitney
do thumbs.
did recommend
I'm
it.
just-
We can do both.
Let me do
What
mine.
I'd like to
Can I
know-
do mine first?
Yes, but what I'd like to know about you, because obviously you did recommend it. First off, when's the last time you watched this?
Oh, it's been years.
So then my question to you is, did it hold up?
Yes.
Okay.
This was my life. Essentially, like I was Dawn Weiner. I had the older sibling. I didn't have I had my dad's separate families. My dad has the children over here, so that's
We'll need
Missy.
a dry erase board for that.
And then I had my older
Pepe
sister
Sylvia
who was
board.
amazing and a genius and everything. So I was just shat on all the fucking time. And then I had a fucking Warren. I had that guy that treated me like shit in middle school, but would come over to my house and we'd play house.
Be your secret friend.
Like I had
my
a
special
secret
friend.
friend. Like this movie, and that's why Crystal fucking showed it to me, and she's like, "It's kind of like your life, bro."
Yeah.
Like my parents hated me, and it was just it still holds up for me. It still holds. Like I was geeking out while we were watching this. I swear. And then Derek was like, "You need to stop." Because don't say things before things happen.
Yeah,
And
she was
so
doing.
I sat there and I was just like,
She was doing that thing where you love a movie and you're watching it with your friends and you're like, "Okay, now watch this part." It's like, well, just
don't-
let me watch it.
Really watch. You're not
So-
watching hard enough.
yes, this movie still held up for
Okay,
me.
good.
I still fucking love this movie, and it
3 thumb scale.
3,
All right.
obviously. Like, there's nothing I would change about this, and "Welcome to the Dollhouse" might be my new ringtone.
All right, Jack. We'll do for you and I. We'll do.
I will not be upset.
We'll do a recommendation and a thumb rating.
slit your throat.
I do no recommendation.
No.
No, I didn't like it. It was I just watched it too late in life. I'm 42 years old. I also didn't have this childhood. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have a great, a perfect childhood or anything. Like it wasn't this. Like I understand Whitney's parallels with it. It's not for me. I felt uncomfortable watching a lot of it because of the age it is, and it's.
Fair enough.
I don't even have any caveats where I'm not going to make a music video out of this because all of a sudden I have 9 Inch Nails coming on, and this fucking movie's coming on, and then
Okay.
so and then
Yeah, you don't want "Fuck You Like an Animal" coming on when Warren's trying to make grape juice.
saying.
Yeah.
And a thumbs. I'll give it a thumb because it is a really well done shot movie and stuff. It's just it's not for me.
Could
Nothing
you put
happens.
yourself being in middle school and like
I didn't have this middle school. I went to a private Catholic school. Like
you were
it's
not
just-
the targeted demographic.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not, especially at this age, it's not. And that's the point of like, but it is, I see why it won Best Picture. It has a story to tell where nothing happens, nothing gets accomplished. There is nothing but turmoil, but there's no really ever overcoming that except for Derek's end realization of like, nothing's going to fucking matter.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to blow this bus up. So, but I see why you like it, especially when you explain your parallels.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And when I watched it.
I can give it a recommend. I did enjoy watching it. I think it was a really well done movie. I think it's not going to be for everyone. Like all the stuff Jack said, it's uncomfortable and it's hard watching kids do this stuff, but also this is what kids do. Maybe there's not normally a kid running around threatening to make grape juice, but there's one out there at least, you know.
Yeah, I can tell you that.
But like, I do recommend it. I think it's a good movie. I've only seen 2 of his movies now, and I kind of want to check out more, even though I've heard it's diminishing returns. But I do want to check out some more of them and just see.
I got a question for you before you give your thumb rating. Is this going to end up on the shelf?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's a Criterion. I don't know if I'll buy it.
I do know you want to buy it for your wife, but like, okay, take your wife out of it real quick.
Okay.
Would you own this in your collection after seeing it tonight?
I don't know.
I was like, we have John Hughes movies because of me.
I don't know because I don't know if I will watch it again. That's a big thing. Like, Happiness is uncomfortable, and I saw a lot of reviews where people are like, I wouldn't buy this because I watched it and I liked it, but I'm never going to watch it again.
Yeah, but they didn't know the guy reading that review watches fucking Requiem for a Dream once a year. Idiots.
Like, I will watch that again. I might not watch it, but not like, it's not like I'm going to be like, well, it's been a year. I should watch Requiem for, or I should watch Happiness.
Welcome to the Dream. I mean, Requiem for a Dollhouse.
Can I ask you a question? Who has a weirder one? Welcome to the Dollhouse? Requiem for a Dream.
They're equally weird because of very different things.
I was the drug addict, not him.
His has stealing from your meth mom ass to ass heroin addicts, and yours has baby rape. Sorry, baby grapes.
I'll say
intentions, not actuals.
True.
Because it's not actually happening.
But now your rating.
Well, I'll say 2 thumbs because I think it was really well made. Like I said, I did recommend it, so that boosted up a little bit. But it's just, I don't know if I'll ever watch it again.
I definitely get that.
You can still buy it, so
not
I can
for
watch
any,
it.
not because I don't like it. It's something I'm glad I watched it, and that's about it.
I will say that I'm glad I watched it, especially because Whitney is my friend. I'm glad I have that to see.
You now have insight to
But
why I
won't-
am me.
I probably won't watch this again on purpose.
That's fine, and I appreciate you. And
If I go
love
home
you.
tonight, my cat's watching it. I'm gonna be pissed.
You know how Prime works, right?
It's down Periscope.
Next week we continue Mental Health Month with my pick, which is very different. I changed mine. I had a different movie picked, but with the passing of Val Kilmer, I thought we should talk about Val Kilmer. And there's some movies he was in I really liked. I was between a few, but I landed on Heat.
Hey,
Yeah, we
things.
did-
I heard some things.
We did just watch Tombstone last night, so
I watched Willow the other night, dude. Just fucking, you're a great swordsman.
yeah.
But we're going to do Michael Mann's Heat because I want to talk about Michael Mann. I like Michael Mann. And there's not a lot of opportunities outside of mental health because he doesn't really make bad movies.
I can't wait to talk about the fucking gunshots in this movie.
It is a 3-hour long movie, so the notes will be thin. We're gonna skip over some things.
Yes. Be
And then he
prepared.
reloads his MP5 and he jumps, I'd say 30 to 35 rounds into the officer.
It's gonna be a shrunken down because you don't want a 6-hour episode.
It is available real quick. You can watch Heat if you would like to. It's on Netflix right now, and it's on Amazon and Apple. Rent for $4, buy for $15. You can also just buy the disc. It's not a boutique or anything because studios, when they know what they have, they know what they have. Also, all my weird shit that's on boutique.
You get a boutique Congo.
Yeah.
You get a copy of Heat.
Yeah, but it is in 4K now, so it's pretty fucking
I think
sweet.
that's what I have.
You have Blu-ray
Oh, because you got 4K.
because I got the 4K.
Like a little
But I did.
stepbrother,
You
My
have it in the 4K
husband's
case because I kept the sweet ass steelbook I had from the Blu-ray, and I put the Blu-ray in the 4K case and gave it to you.
Maybe that's why I think that. I'm like a little stepbrother just waiting to be kidnapped by the fucking next door neighbor. Made to
By
where
your younger brother.
I'm gonna wear a fucking. No, the neighbor's gonna kidnap me because they like
He's
him
younger
more.
than you.
I know, but not in this scenario. I'm the one wearing a tutu. I'm younger.
And of course, we have our Patreon, patreon.com/worstpeople.
You can pay the $3 as long as it's not through the Apple iOS,
Yes,
right?
don't use Apple iOS to subscribe. Go on your computer, go on your friend's phone, do it from a library
Anybody that has
computer,
a
anything else,
Samsung-
because Apple wants to charge you extra to subscribe.
You are then free to watch it on all the Apple things that you own.
Yeah,
No
you
extra
can
charge.
use the Apple app.
Just do not
don't sign up
pay
there.
on Apple.
It's $3 a month, but if you pay through Apple, I think they charge you $4.50, and
Bullshit.
then they take all that. So it's not like you're like, oh, cool, $4.50. Well, I like these guys. I'll give them the extra money. Apple's taking it.
Yeah.
So
we
fuck
see
'em.
like 10 cents of that.
But yeah, patreon.com/worstpeople. And as of recording, we haven't reached the end of our period where we're letting our patrons choose our mental health movie for the month. However, so far, I only have one recommendation from a patron, and it's Goonies. So that is probably going to be our Patreon movie for the month.
Goonies never say
Patreon,
die.
our super
Goonies
mental
never
health
say
movie.
die.
Yeah.
Because this is mental health month, so that's our mental health movie.
Dude, I'm going for Goonies, boo.
You can get it. It's out there on 4K, but it's also available on AMC Plus. You can rent it through Amazon or Apple. $4 to rent, $10 to buy. I'm sure $10 is less than the 4K disc that I bought. So, because you guys have heard me in the past say I don't think it's as good as people think it is. I don't think it's as whatever. I still like it. I bought it.
Sure.
I've got it on 4K. We
Sure.
went to the theater and saw it a couple years
Yes,
ago.
we did.
You own
So-
it 100% more times than I do.
And then also we have Latchkey Vids on the Patreon.
Woo! And
Does anybody know what our episode is this month, or is it just me?
It's Cop Rock.
Cop
It's
Rock.
Episode 5.
Cody, it's Cop Rock. We're coming back. We're
Cop Rock's coming
Cody.
back.
It's episode 5. The name escapes me.
The Cocaine Mutiny.
Ooh, that's
Cocaine
right.
Mutant. Are you ready for this?
No.
So you guys can watch that on YouTube. Or you can buy those sweet Shout Factory DVDs that both Jack and I bought.
Not paying
I
us.
really do recommend the Shout Factory DVDs. It
Not
looks
paying
so
us.
much better.
Yeah. I haven't put mine in yet.
It looks so much better. Or I'm just happy.
I think it looks better.
Hard to say.
But that's it for this week. So thank you guys for tuning in for Mental Health Month. I've been Derek.
I'm Dawn Weiner.
I will be there at 3.
Good night, and don't be such a cunt.
It's my step, Derek.
She calls him stepdaddy.
No, she does not.
Not in that tone of
She
voice.
calls me
Okay, rewind.
D-Dad.
D-Dad, that's what it is.
Jesus
D-Dad is good.
Christ.
D-Dad is
Step
good.
Daddy is
Yeah,
a little weird.
you could even say it in a nicer tone, like, "Oh, he's my stepdaddy." Stepdaddy.
Be in the middle of editing and be like, turn off Matlock. We're going to the bedroom.
Exactly.
You are your grandpa. I blame the Chinese and turn off that Matlock and we're fucking push the beds together tonight, Suze.